veterans? I'm not kidding, it's this deep.
You know what they did to us?
Okay, we're up.
This cabin we bought is they brought all the pine cones indoors and filled the wall cabins. It stunk because it had squirrel poo and pine cones in it. We pulled the plaster, it was plastered walls, pulled them off, and just stuff just rained out of floors.
I'm listening to you. I'm just getting.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm listening.
But man, they're cutting all.
There he is.
Trying to clean up all that stuff. We finally got about 4 high school kids to come in there and just.
Oh wow.
Put them to work because it's just, man.
I get a lot of enjoyment out of doing it myself. Yeah, if you need some more, if you need more enjoyment, And the neighbor's such a pain in the ass because it's far away. He's just
I hate nothing more than landscaping. Nothing more do I hate.
I can get you some stuff you can hate worse.
Well, my son inspired me because he gets up on this ladder and he's up about 20 feet until he cuts the last branches and puts a birdhouse on it, and it's
Well, the birdhouses, what are you trying to get all the little songbirds in there? Or?
Yeah, we got a lot of hummingbirds.
Yeah, we got a lot of hummingbirds.
A lot of little songbirds.
Well,
but in the mornings,
if you
with
put
all these
birdhouses
birdhouses now,
yeah.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful. All these birds just tweeting and flying all over. And it's just.
Are your hummingbirds noisy?
Yeah, they all are.
Well, no, not the ones in Minnesota.
The males.
They're quiet as hell. The ones up in the mountains, though.
You hear them go by, yeah.
Yeah, the
Oh,
males.
they're noisy.
No, but they're not noisy.
Have you ever seen?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a male hummingbird come up to a female and go? And just go. You know why they're doing that?
Huh?
Well, every
Well,
man-
little sex.
Fucking sex.
My understanding is that the females are quiet.
They're courting. Females are quiet. The males are very vocal.
That make
very,
all the time.
and they're very territorial.
Oh yeah, they
with
fight
their
each other.
feeders.
Yeah,
You know.
they fight over the
But they're
feeders.
so cute.
They are. We've got up at our place. We've got the feeders all out, but I've never thought about putting the birdhouses out. Are they special size for hummingbirds, like real little ones?
Well,
Or?
it's a size
Well,
of
I'm not
all
putting
the
up-
different things
I'm
you
not
get
putting
them
up hummingbird houses. I'm putting up a
Just
store
a feeder.
made out of cedar.
Yeah.
In that Walmart.
For songbirds?
Hummingbirds build their own deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're more like a mud wall or something, are they?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's
mud.
Yeah, because we're trying. Ours is a Airbnb, rental, and we encourage. We've taken a lot of our trees. We had a guy that does carvings, and he's carved eagles at the top of them and carved a lot of
beautiful.
dead trees in there.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. Today is car day, but we'll talk other things as well. It's brought to you by Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal. Used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans open tonight till 6 or 7 tonight, and tomorrow till 6. That's 9 in the morning, by the way, and 9 to 6 tomorrow. Listen, we talk about all kinds of stuff on this show. But today is car day, as it is every Friday, and we'll discuss cars, buying, selling, maintaining, repairing, rip-offs, good ones, bad ones, in-between ones, problems, questions, complaints, and, of course, anything else. I'm Tom, and I welcome you. And as I said, Rocky's Autos, 40 lenders to choose from, and a wide selection of all kinds of trucks and SUVs and vans. And they have a variety of colors as well. You know, it's not so boring, not all the whites and silvers, but they have everything in between. And they have different price ranges as well. And then, of course, the 40 lenders is to help you with different levels of credit and down payments. They have no down payments in some situation, depending on credit. They have, it's just a place to go. Prices are clearly marked. You can also go to Rocky'sAutos.com. Prices are clearly marked, high trade-in values, because they sell most trades right there. And as I said, 40 lenders to choose from. Just great people with no pressure. Rocky's, 63rd and Federal. All right, 303-426-4646. Okay, let's get to our show, right? We got a lot happening here. Mark Machowski, Budget A1 Transmission Auto Repairs with us. Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech, and we're going to get right to the phones. If you have a problem, give us a call. Now, it doesn't have to be a car problem, but certainly if you have a car problem like Sean, we'll take it. A 2015 Ram ProMaster power steering. Go ahead, Sean. What is happening?
Sure, thanks, Tom. So it's not very old. It's got about 38,000 miles on it.
Oh.
Power steering just went out on it.
Now, it just went out like one day, or did you have any problems, any noises, anything weird happening?
Nothing.
Wow, nada. Okay.
So it goes out, take it into the dealer, and they say Oh, by the way, I mean, it just went out of warranty too, of course. But taking it to the dealer, they say, oh, well, it's got the wrong power steering fluid in it, and it caused a bunch of damage to the rack and pinion system. And
well, hold on. How did that happen, though? I mean, you said it happened all of a sudden. So was it right after a transmission? Excuse me, right after a power steering fill?
Well, and that's the thing. It's never been serviced. Never needed to have been serviced. Well,
hold on. So they said after all this time, their answer is you don't have the right fluid.
Correct. They said the wrong fluid was put in it, and that's what caused it to fail. And they couldn't tell me what kind of fluid was put in it, nor do they still have that fluid. They said they got rid of it.
That sounds weird to me.
Yeah, it doesn't add up to me.
No,
that's
but who do you? I don't think anyone's at fault either. Do you? I mean, in other words,
no, but I'm wondering if maybe it was just a bad, rack and pinion thing from the start, from the factory, and now that it's, out of warranty.
But, okay, I see what you're saying. It's 2015, 16, 17, 18. So you mean fluid out of the factory bad?
Either that or a bad rack and pinion assembly.
Okay, guys, what do you think? I don't think it had bad fluid. It wouldn't have lasted that long. This doesn't sound right to me, bad fluid.
Yeah, who's been servicing it? You take it the regular same place or all over?
Yeah, I've took it to them and to Grease Monkey, but they've never even touched the power steering fluid. No one has, and even in the maintenance maintenance schedule, it says you don't even have to really flush it or do any sort of work to it at any sort of interval because it uses type of hydraulic Pentosin.
Sure.
11S.
Yeah, no, it's a specific fluid. I don't know. Where are you? What part of town?
We're in Centennial, so Arapahoe Road, I-25.
I'd almost get a second opinion from our buddy in Colorado Springs.
Absolutely. And then, also, Kevin, as you know, is when the power steering pump fails, the contaminants for that pump get into the rack.
Yeah.
However, that doesn't mean that the rack needs to be replaced. If the rack is leaking, that's one thing. If it's not leaking, a lot of times you can clean that out and flush it out.
Yeah, so, okay.
But Andy, I would give Andy a call in Colorado Springs.
In other words, here's what he's thinking. Is it the factory? Can he get it paid for? That's really what he's asking. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, now, I agree. Andy at Colorado Springs, I agree. Andy Barella, Colorado Springs Dodge, even though you're not down. Are you down there?
Surprisingly, we're working down here right now. But
I would go, because if there's a factory thing he can get done, he'll get it done. That's where you start. Otherwise, you just have to get it fixed. I mean, it's on your dime. How much is it going to cost?
$3,100.
Oh, my God. The guys, that sounds too high, doesn't it?
That's way over.
Yeah, why did you say $3,100?
That's what the dealer told me for a new rack and pinion assembly and a pump.
Well, you don't have to go to a dealer. The only reason you're going to a dealer is you think you have to go to a dealer because you think you're going to get paid for it. You're not going to get it paid for, I don't think. I
called other shops too, and unfortunately that rack and pinion assembly is
okay, we're fading, but he says, unfortunately, he said something, and it cost that much. Why don't you guys take a look at how much it would cost, and we'll get back. Sean, keep listening. And have your shops just get an idea of that, okay? 2015 Ram ProMaster, rack and pinion, all that. Jake, welcome to the show. What's happening, Jake?
Yeah, appreciate the show a lot, by the way.
Thanks.
I bought a car last July from Silterra Hard to rebuild my credit after Chapter 13.
Yeah.
They're not reporting. No one's reporting my credit.
Oh, that's too bad. Now, wait a minute. They don't have to, by the way. There's no requirement. But you're paying on this car through where? Where are you paying this?
Santander Consumer USA.
And it's a bad paper loan company, right? For lack of a better word, right? It's B paper or C paper. You're paying what interest rate you paying?
19.
God, you should be getting credit for it. When you ask them to report it, what do they say?
They say that's not our policy. So I called Silterra Hard, told them everybody's just backtracking. No one will help me.
Well, that's because they're not required to. I'm just surprised that they don't report. For merchants to report to credit agencies, they have to be a member, and it costs them. And so it doesn't cost them each report, but it costs them a membership, and they probably figure, you know, I don't use it that much, but man, they love to have it when it comes to dinging your credit because it puts pressure on you.
And that's exactly what I asked them. I said, well, what if I let the car go back then? And they said, well, we'll report to your credit.
Sucks.
And you know, when I bought this car, I knew I was getting a bad deal. I knew that my situation. I just wanted to rebuild.
You did it to rebuild credit. Okay.
And they all knew this.
What else do you have other than the car to rebuild credit?
I have small credit cards. I brought my credit score up 120 points the last year.
Now, did you overpay for the Ford Explorer? I'm not talking about in interest. I'm talking about the actual purchase price.
Yes. So Terrahart said I can bring it back in a year, trade it in with $1,000, and get a better rate. So a year is in July. This week I talked to them. They said I'm upside down $7,000. They can't help me now.
Doggone it. Because I was going to suggest you go to blinker.com and refinance it. They'll report it. And
yes,
but you can't refinance it if you're upside down. You sadly overpaid for that.
Yes, sir.
Silterhar doesn't report anyway. It wouldn't be them. It would be the lender. I don't understand why the lender doesn't report. You know, you can report your own. When you can do what's called a credit resume, you're allowed to make comments on your credit, and you can put down an account number, and you can make a report to yourselves. And when people want to verify your credit, I know they all go for FICOs, damn it, but some of them will take the effort to call creditors. But
right.
Jake, there's no requirement, man. There's nothing. I mean, we can't make someone report. I would love to see a service. Now, one guy tried to do this service with landlords. I would love, if there are any entrepreneurs out there, I would love to see a service where you charge a consumer a very nominal fee and you report their credit for people that don't report credit. So you become an official reporting agency for other things. I think it's a good thing, but you can't make them do it. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And speaking of cars, don't ever get behind a wheel when you've been drinking. Too many times people smoke or they drink, and when I say smoke, I'm talking weed. They drink, they get behind a wheel, they think they're fine. There are way, way, way more marijuana cases than ever because people think, well, that's not really getting intoxicated, but you can get arrested for driving under the influence, which is about the same. My suggestion is to avoid it at all costs, but there are people that will be falsely accused. There are people that will be guilty, and there are people whose rights were violated one way or another on a technicality. Whatever the case, Joseph A. Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney. Joe Lazzara, 303-429-6200. L-A-Z-Z, 2 Z's, 1 R. L-A-Z-Z-A-R-A, LazzaraLegal.com. Also on my referral list. Think about Joe, and I hope you never need him.
The pump is about 120, so you got 570 plus 2.5 hours worth of work plus an alignment.
How much?
So it looked like 450, 120 alignment. So let me get back to
he's half or less than half.
So 5, 6, say $800 or so, 800-900
Total.
800-900.
Okay.
You're also going to need alignment though because you're replacing the rack.
Like 1,000.
Yeah.
There you go.
And they have to drain the system, I'm sure, right?
Yeah. You
Drain
gotta flush all the contaminants
My
out.
truck has electric rack.
That's if it needs a rack.
It's like the prelim for
But
the...
look at this. Look at this.
I have no idea who would have done that.
Let's see if I can fix it.
Trying to make it
No, that thing
shorter.
is still disconnected.
What do you need, bro? It also
Oh, no.
beeps at me from sleepy. And
Well, I was just going to straighten it out. I'm fine with it, but
I hate it. I don't like that shit.
It just, I don't, yeah.
This guy wouldn't have that with you.
What's the matter?
No, I'm thinking his hydraulic because it has a pump.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That's not.
I'm seeing them used.
$800?
I'm
That's
seeing.
it? Holy
I'm being a little
Say
careful.
within 1,000. Yeah.
I'm seeing those racks used though, Mark, for like $600-700. Better.
Oh. Oh, maybe the information Scott's given me.
That's what I'm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you just
yeah,
looked
yeah.
at
Well,
it.
let me,
I'm seeing
hold
them
on.
used for $600 or $700 just for the rack.
I'll put here, is that our cost? Okay, that's better. That's what I thought too. It's like, man, that seems kind of cheap for that damn thing.
Yeah, because the dealers are high, but usually not 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's get a good price.
Yeah. Scott will get right back to me.
This is the third vehicle we've had in the last couple of months that the dealership has said had the wrong fluid. We had a Nissan pickup. They said it was the wrong stuff in the transmission. He went to another place and they said no, it was a speed sensor.
Oh, really?
And then we had one that on Honda that had the wrong.
See, and when you scan it, the trouble code in the computer will come up with that sensor. Doesn't necessarily mean the sensor's bad. It could mean that there's a gear ratio error being detected by that sensor, which would be a transmission issue, an internal issue. But
they said, yeah, they were saying the same thing. The fluid, and then we had a Honda that had that they said had the wrong engine oil in it. And next shop looked at it and said, I don't know how they can tell which
especially on a dealer level, they can't determine.
Yeah, that's the second one. They said, how can they tell?
Well, what I like about I forgot the gentleman's name. Tom will, of course, know. But that guy that put a drop of oil on a piece of paper.
Oh yeah.
And he detects exactly what
contaminations
particles
and everything else in there.
I think that's badass. That's really
that was
cool.
pretty cool.
Who was that, Tom? The gentleman that you put a drop of oil on a piece of paper, and he's able to tell you what's going on with
They
it.
hold it up to the light. Yeah,
I just wanted to explain one to you. I didn't know how to word it.
Fragments.
He has
Where that's coming from.
Is it call from yesterday, the contractor not
paper or
paying.
anything?
He lives next door to me.
Oh, it is a special.
Oh my God, I'm so glad. Mark sits there with that
Here, did you
cord
like this?
all freaking twisted out.
And
If I got one twist,
I'm trying.
it makes me nuts.
It drives me crazy. I go up to the front counter and the guy's phone.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing I do.
Okay, it looks like you have to put the headphone in here. I don't know what
Somebody
the
took a
hell.
long time to do it.
I think it's taken years to get all twisted up like that.
Let's try it.
It's going to quit working, Mark.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Hey, I'm down. I'm whittling down. All I got is that.
One
knot.
I got it.
Look at you. Next time I got cords, they're coming too.
Oh, we're having a blast, though, doing all this work on the property, though. We're having a blast. It is awesome. Lots of fun.
What's on it? Cabin or house or?
All in our house. Ponderosas and big spruces. And one tree fell down because it got hit by, well, it didn't fall down. We cut it down. But it got hit by lightning, and it was so really cool. The lightning spiraled from the top of the tree. You can see. Didn't kill it? Spiraled. Oh, we killed it. We killed it. But it spiraled all the way down to the ground. Blew the bark off.
Lucky it didn't start a fire.
Trunks, I mean, amazing.
In the last several years, we've had an awful lot of healthy trees blow down. Great big root ball tips over with them.
The ground is stable when it gets really wet.
Yeah.
We had a microburst hitting the neighbor's roof
Where-
two
where
days
at?
ago. Colfax and Wadsworth.
Yeah, do you remember the one
Peeled his roof off.
What's a microburst?
It's just a rainbow.
Terrible.
Almost like a mini tornado just drops.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, did we have a price or not, guys, on that? Is it definitive or not?
Yeah, we're checking into it right now, but obviously it's going to be substantially lower than what the dealer quoted.
Now,
so.
Sean, it almost looks like it might be half price. Now, we can't quote that yet, but it's looking like you don't have to go to a dealer and you can save like half. I mean, so far it's looking to be very inexpensive compared to the dealer, but we're going to get you more. We're going to refine it more, because at first we thought it was around 1,000, and then Kevin said, I think it's a little more because there's some other stuff I'm seeing here, and they're both looking. So you just hang up and listen, man. Okay?
Yeah, no, it's about 1,000. It's about 1,000. I just got an update here.
Okay,
it's about $1,000 repair to do both.
Sean, are you there? He's not. I hope he's listening, man. So just drop that if he's not there. Sean, you were given the $3,100 bid from a dealer. We're talking around $1,000 here, budget A1 transmission and auto repair on Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth, on the frontage road there. Unbelievable. Bob, welcome. I'm Tom Martino. By the way, welcome to the show, Bob. What's happening? Bob.
Hello.
What's going on, sir?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
I loaned my truck to a woman
took it to a car wash, and the antenna broke off.
What kind of a man loans his truck to a woman?
Well,
Ouch.
she's an elderly woman.
Oh, okay. So anyway,
her car was being fixed. So
now the broken antenna. Is this a car wash you've been to before? Or was she trying to be kind and just do it?
Yeah, she was being nice, because I keep it clean. She was trying to be nice. That's all. Not her fault.
Yeah. So it might not be the car wash's fault. It depends. I mean.
No, not saying that.
Yeah.
What she did then, feeling guilty, she went to what was that sound? Quality Auto Sound, paid for a replacement antenna for me.
Oh.
She gave me a gift card.
Such a nice person.
Yeah, a nice person. I went down there. They put it in, but I had a lot of static. It wasn't the mast antenna that was on the outside. They put one internal.
So the one you used to have is not. You didn't really get a replacement like for like. You got an update.
Yeah. From what I understand now.
Well, it depends on where they place that internal antenna. I mean, antennas are subject to all kinds of interference.
Right. Well, they put it in, and it had some static on AM. And I listened to a lot of AM.
Thank you.
For talk radio.
Yeah.
6:30.
Yeah, sure. We got to get it fixed then, bro. So what's happening?
Nothing but static. Static. So he agreed. Yes. Oh, it should be better than that. So he replaced it, which is fine and dandy. And it's 100 times worse.
Oh my God!
I was there yesterday, and I said, "This is unacceptable." I drove away and went around the block, come right back. I said, "This is unacceptable." He says, "This is the best I can do."
Why don't you just exchange it and put the other one in? Put the external in. Just do it, man.
His suggestion was, go buy a mast. I will put it in for you for free. I said,
go buy a what?
The mast. Yeah.
It's called a mast.
Oh, the outside antenna. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put it in for free for you. I said, all right. Fine,
well, but will he give your money? Will he give your money back for the other one?
I asked him that. Would you refund the lady's money? No.
How much was it?
I don't know. She bought a gift card.
Well, you must know what's on the gift card. How much was on the gift card?
It didn't have an amount. I just handed it to him, and he says it was on a gift card. It's not the same as cash.
Yeah, but here's the deal, Bob. There's got to be a value there because if the installation equals the value, then you're fine. There's got to be a value. What if you bought something that was way more expensive?
Well, I'm not arguing with you. I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So what they said there was no value. Did you ask her what the value was? Just tell her.
She won't tell me. She's a very secretive lady. She won't tell me. She said it's none of my business. But anyway,
this is weird.
The man said, I said, would you refund her money, or would you pay me for the mast? And he said no.
Don't they? No. Do they have masts in stock?
No, they don't have them.
Bob, what kind of vehicle is it?
So basically, you have a gift card that you used for an antenna.
Yes.
That doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I understand their gift card policy. They don't give cash. I understand that completely. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. Why don't you simply trade in that? Will they credit you for something else in the store?
I don't want that.
I know you don't want it. I'm asking if they would, because if they would, then technically they're not doing anything wrong, because you have a gift card, they have non-refundable gift cards, and they're willing to give you something of value. Whether you want it or not, it's like if she gave you a gift card for the Lucky Brand store and you don't want anything there. Well, that's not, so what? I mean, you still have something of value. I'm not saying, listen, she was trying to help you, and she went there and got you a gift card. She, in essence, got you a gift card at a store where you can't use it. But it has value, and that's really not the store's fault if they're willing to give you that value as much as it is between you and her. I
didn't ask him that.
But that's that would be what we ask.
His attitude was, I don't care. The best I can do.
Well,
and he's not going to do any refunding of any kind.
Well, okay, we don't know that. So I think we should contact him. Do you understand? I don't like Quality Auto Sound anyway. I think they suck, and I think their day has come and gone. Okay? But here's the deal. If they can't get that AM radio right, that antenna. Did they do anything wrong? If they have an internal antenna that they placed in your truck and you have noise, technically they did nothing wrong. However, it's not acceptable, and I agree with you. I believe they should give you store credit equal to the amount of the card because you did not get anything of value. It's that easy. But so I would just ask them simply this. Look, this is a gift card. The woman did pay for it. If you pull that antenna out, can he have credit for something else? The answer should be yes. Now, they say no, then I'm with you, Bob. They're idiots. But then Bob's going to say, well, I don't want anything at the store. But then that goes back to that woman. She should have talked to you before just buying a gift card. It really does. Because as it turns out, Bob, it didn't even have a mast antenna there for you to buy to begin with. So, Clint, call Quality Auto Sound and talk to Bob and see if they'll give him store credit for that value, whatever the value is. And I think, Bob, if you tell this woman what's going on, she might tell you the amount, so at least you know. If you tell her you're having a dispute. What's going on, Dan?
Wouldn't he have an invoice from putting it in to say what the value was?
That's crazy. It sounds very sketchy to me. It really does. Jill, what's going on with you? Jill.
Hi.
Hey, what's happening?
I just wanted to, I've just been listening to you for decades to the point where my husband makes fun of me. But I just had to, I cannot tell you just how highly I think of Frank Duran.
Isn't he a great guy?
Oh, my God. He came through for us. My son was buying his first home. And after the closing, we had a problem. And he immediately fixed it for us, no questions asked, made it right. I just think he's the most ethical and accountable man. And I also wanted to, thank you. And
you sell it. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. And he doesn't even hold people to a long-term contract if you want out. Because, you know what? No one's ever asked to be out. They haven't. That's how great he does. 303-920-1622 for him. Okay, Shane, what's going on with you, Shane?
Hey, Tom, the guy that called yesterday is not getting paid by Dave's Earth Moving.
Yes,
that guy lives around the corner from me.
And what's going on?
Well, he didn't pay that guy for the landscaping job that he did in Fort Lupton.
Yeah.
Dave's Earth Moving just built a brand new fire station in Brighton. He's got money. He's got brand new equipment. His people speed up and down our country road. They don't care. If you call him, he just ignores you.
So you're saying Dave's Earth Moving, not a good company? Or not a good... Well, we don't know what kind of work he does.
If they're not paying their bills, they're not a good company. If you owe somebody money and they did the work, you owe them.
Yeah, that's true. And
But he's got enough money. He just worked on a brand new fire station right on Bridge Street in Brighton. I see him with brand new equipment all the time on the back of his semis, so maybe he needs to pay his bills.
Thank you. That's feedback on Dave's Earth Moving. Guy didn't get paid from him yesterday. You know, it's one of those things that we get all the time. People, contractors, not paid. Now, even if we can't directly get the money for the contractor, it puts other contractors on notice that, hey, this place is not a place to deal with. So that's good to know. K&H Home Exteriors, Home Solutions. K&H Home Solutions has been around 62 years. They started out as K&H Windows. And they have Everlast siding, which I say is the best siding on the market, bar none. It just came out recently. A lifetime of durability. Color is impregnated through and through. It's a composite material using some minerals and plastics. It's great. I think it might have some wood in it too. It has a rich cedar look and texture. It's color fast with the color impregnated with a wide palette of colors. Waterproof. $6,200 off your entire siding project in honor of the 62 years in business. So you take your whole project, take off $6,200. That's a major savings from a great company that'll be around to service their warranties. They've been around 62 years. And I've known both owners, the original and the new one, who's really not so new, been here 30 years. K&H Home Solutions, 303-421-7100, or go online and make your own appointment, khwindows.com, khwindows.com.
Yes. The guy said, I will not accept the store credit.
reman and new.
Well, that's a gift card.
Wait, he won't give him a store credit.
No, the guy, the caller said,
I don't care. I want to know what quality auto is.
No, but if you won't accept store credit, that's what a gift card. You can buy a gift card anywhere, and they're not going to give you cash.
Right.
The guy's an idiot.
He only wants cash back for
Well,
her.
Well, that's fine. Yeah.
You know what? Just
I want to be 9 feet tall.
Just forget it.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Yeah,
I hate people like that.
Yeah.
I mean, don't they understand the way the gift card works?
They don't want to listen.
Right.
You know what? I always accept store credit for anything. I can always find some.
Sure.
Okay. So
I've got a smoothie.
So it's okay.
Truck with a shape
Hope you're having a great weekend. Don't forget the Troubleshooter show.
And so I got rid of the I tried every kind of booster.
Okay.
They don't, none of them. Not one of them works. The last one I have is a whole thing that goes under the fiberglass tunnel around the whole underside of it. And you'd think that'd be big enough.
Yeah. What's it doing?
FM sounds like it's lightning all the time. I mean AM, I'm sorry.
Would that be a grounding issue and stuff with the static like that? Would Lakewood Electric be able to?
It's the mast antenna. I can take one and plug it into the radio and hold it up, and it works fine. But all of these hidden antennas, none of them work.
Yeah, I don't like the hidden antennas.
But here's
too much interference.
They don't owe him anything.
No.
Exactly.
They owe him an antenna. That's it.
No, they don't own an antenna. They don't. It's not their fault they don't have fucking something he wants. She bought him a gift card.
That's right.
It's not their fault.
Right.
That's true.
Totally agree.
I agree.
That's the way gift cards work because.
And he gets on there.
It's her fault. It's her fault technically.
Yeah.
She bought it without fucking asking.
That's true.
And I get him on the phone. He's mad at you, Tom, because he said, I don't know what he's talking about. I'm not going to take a damn store credit.
Well, like I said, geez, I can't. People are just dumb.
I have had the wackest people this
week. Is he still on the line?
No. I'll call Quality Auto Sound. And
no, you don't. Don't call him.
I've got a phone number. Okay.
No, it's his way or no way.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The lady yesterday that called about her son. God, he paid $10 grand for that 2002.
Yeah, I know. He got a little bitty of the story.
2002 beater Cherokee.
Cherokee.
Paid $10 grand for it. He has it for about a week. It ends up making noises. So the dealer said, bring it back. So he shows up at lunch, and they said, you're going to have to come back in about 45 minutes. There's nobody here to give him a lift.
Yeah.
So he just disappears. He doesn't come back again. Mama calls us, raising hell about lemon law. And
the biggest misconception.
I know.
But she doesn't know anything about it. She had 302,000 miles on it?
302, 305. Well, anyway, over 300. Anyway, he finally shows back up to the place, and they said they had to put 3.5 quarts of oil in it.
Yeah, she had a knock.
Oh my God! I wonder why he had a knock of 3.5.
Did that take the knock out?
I don't know.
I imagine it didn't hurt.
did a turbo 350. It was just on Daphne because she took the call. This guy Padilla, turbo 350 in a Pontiac Ventura.
Wow.
Comes back, shifting too hard. Okay, and I don't drive.
I like it when they shift hard.
Yeah, some people pay extra for that.
So I told Shane, I said, where's the engine idle at on this old car, you know? I said, let's do this. Let's turn down the engine idle, get it as low as we can, and how much backlash is in the differential? I just want to know that. Oh my God, Mark, a lot of backlash in the differential. I said, okay, all right. So on engagement, he's going to have a harsher engagement because everything's so sloppy in the drivetrain. So we've turned the engine idle down. We're going to adjust the timing, turn the engine idle down, explain to the customer it's got a lot of backlash, let him have it. But it's not shifting hard. It's just a good working turbo 350, just a good working unit. Comes back, oh, blah, 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 this guy is just over the top. Okay, so we put different accumulator springs in it, made a difference. It did shift a little smoother, okay? Give it back to him. Oh, that feels good. He's all happy. I told the guys, I said, before this guy leaves, you have him go on a road test, make sure he's happy, then come back. Are you happy? Yep, okay, great. Have a good day. We got you taken care of. Comes back a month later. He's still not happy. I said, and I'm listening to how Scott and Shane were taking care of this customer, and I'm so close to saying, excuse me, guys, Mr. Padilla, you are so unreasonable. You're rude and snotty and disrespectful. My guys are very professional and courteous to you, and the way you're acting, just, you know what, there's nothing wrong with it. Get out of here.
That's why you're not at the front of the counter.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Cam Solar is a solar company you can trust, somebody we've checked out. They're moving into this market from Texas. They have 3,000 systems in effect. See if your location measures up for solar. They're good people, and they sell the systems. Now, there's no money out of pocket because of all the tax credits and the utility company rebates. No money out of pocket. They have financing available, so you can basically get right into a solar system with immediate savings. Cam Solar. To find out if your location suits a solar installation with performance, because they give a 20-year performance guarantee of the energy that will be produced and a 20-year bumper-to-bumper guarantee on the warranty, and that's all with a 20-minute evaluation. Now, you don't have to hang for 20. You just go to this website, put in your information. They'll get back to you within 20 with a full analysis of your site. GoCamSolar.com. GoCam, C-A-M. GoCamSolar.com/troubleshooter, okay? And then fill out the information. They're good people. Okay, so we're talking about this gift card. I just have to say this basically, what's going on, okay? Now picture the situation. Bob gets a gift card from an older woman who borrowed his truck. It's for a broken antenna because she felt badly about the antenna being broken. But really, the issue is not the antenna. It's a gift card. She purchased a gift card from Quality Auto Sound. Now, Bob went, and I hope he's listening, he bought an antenna, an internal antenna that does not work well. It has static in it. Okay. He says he doesn't like that antenna, and he doesn't like anything else in the store. They won't give him a cash refund because they have a policy of no refunds on gift cards. That's their prerogative. They can have that. So he's pissed off and says, I will not take store credit. Well, then that's fine. Now you have a useless gift card. And believe it or not, it's not an issue with Quality Auto Sound. It's between you and the woman. Technically, she should have talked to you before blindly buying a gift card. She bought a gift card at a place you can't use it. So you see, I hope you understand, Bob. You're mad at me because I'm suggesting a gift card. I'm suggesting a store credit. That's because that's what it is. It was a credit from the beginning. It was never a cash gift. She should have just said, get it fixed and send me the bill, but she didn't. She went out on her own and bought a gift card blindly, not even knowing if that store could fix it or not. It's not their fault. She didn't contract with them for an antenna. They don't owe you an antenna. So here's the deal. The essence of the transaction is that you have a gift card you don't want to use. That's what it is. You don't want to use it. Now you're going to say, but I did try to use it on the internal antenna. Right, and it didn't work. So now buy something else. I don't want anything else. Okay, fine. Then that woman bought you an inadequate gift card. She should have found out what you like and don't like before she bought you a gift card. It is not Quality Auto Sound's problem. Sure, it would be nice if they can sell you an antenna that works. But if they can't, you still have a gift card to buy something else. They even replaced it once. Do you understand the substance of this transaction? They never promised you an antenna. They never promised you cash. They did not promise you anything. And now he said, I'm not taking a store credit. And he had the nerve to be upset with me for suggesting that? That is what you call unreasonable. He's not seeing the real issue. 303-713-8255. Is your name Pays?
Yep.
That's it.
Okay, Pays. I have a son named Credit. What's going on, Pays?
How's it going, guys?
Good, man.
I got dinged last week twice with the speeding ticket from one of those vans that they park on the side of the road.
The vans are a little different than the normal ones, than the other speeding, the hidden cameras, right?
Yeah, and I admit to it. It got me 30.
Then go pay it if you admit to it. Yeah.
But I was just wondering, before I threw the check in, I just wanted to make sure, I'm not missing anything.
No, here's the deal, okay? Here's the deal, and here's what I tell people in the past. You have three alternatives. You can pay it, right? You can ignore it, or you can fight it. Now, the best way to fight it is to ignore it. If you ignore it, now remember, this photo van might be different than the other ones. If you ignore it, then they're going to serve you, and you can't ignore that.
Okay.
Now, most of the time, they don't serve you on photo radars, but I think the vans are different.
Okay.
So it's really up to you. People say, well, Tom, you tell me to ignore it. I never said that. I have said that when you get a normal radar ticket, it's an accusation. It's not a foregone conclusion that you're guilty, and it's also not a mandatory bill. It's not a bill yet, and they can't get a judgment. They have to serve you, take you to court, prove the allegation. That's what they have to do.
Okay.
But why go through that if you just told me you were speeding? So pay it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, if they bring an officer to the house to serve and that sort of thing.
No, I don't think they did. They might just get a process server.
Okay.
It's just, it's a speeding ticket. It's like any speeding ticket that you ignore. You'll be different. I'm sorry. You are served technically when you get a speeding ticket because they gave it to you. You can still fight it, but they don't have to then serve you again. If you don't show on that one, you have a warrant. So if I were you and I knew I was speeding, I would pay it and try to completely get out from under the points. I think they do that. Richard has another comment on, or is this the same one? I hope not. On Dave's Earth. No, this is a different. On Dave's Earthworks, or I think. Yeah.
It is, Tom. Yeah, hi. It's Richard, the limo driver. Yeah, I see their pickups up in Brighton all the time, so you can look up the website. It's DEI. And it's not Dave's Earth Moving. It's Dave's Earthworks, I believe.
And his website is what?
DEI.
Why the hell would somebody ever have a website, DEI?
I thought it was Dale Earnhardt Enterprises, but it's not.
Yeah, but what is okay, but what about it? I mean, what I'm not sure why I'm getting these remarks about him.
You said he was a non-payer to somebody.
Oh yeah, he was. That's right. And he did not pay one contractor who called in yesterday. Now we get another call from a guy who lives down the street from him, doesn't like him because their trucks run up and down the street, and says, he has plenty of money. And you're telling me you see his trucks all over?
Yeah.
Where?
In Brighton.
Okay. So, okay. I mean, I'm not sure why we're hearing about this guy, but I mean, he didn't pay a contractor, so contractors beware. But by the way, DEI has to be the most dumb, moronic website name. When people, like I've said this again, people, take a hint. When you have a business, your website does not have to have the business name. In fact, most of the time, that is not a good idea because it's not memorable. But especially when you have to put in a hyphen or use initials because you can't get your name. It's the worst thing you can do. 303-713-8255. We have more coming up. And like Fix It 24/7, they have a great website. You know what it is? FixMyHome.com. You don't get better than that. In fact, I can't believe he's got it. FixMyHome.com. And Fix It 24/7 is doing something very special for all of my listeners, and that is a sale. They usually do this for $39, and it is an extraordinary deal at $39 because it would cost hundreds from anywhere else. They completely go through your air conditioning system, clean the condenser, they clean the coils, they clean the blower, they clean everything, they check all the pressures, and they take care of it almost like a disassembly to the extent they can, and a refurbishing of the system for just, not now, not $39, today $29 for the first 5 callers, $29 at Fix It 24/7. Or you can just go to fixmyhome.com, but you still have to call fixmyhome.com, 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939.
We always see the dump trailers, the trucks. If you go down to Phoenix, you see the traditional dump trucks with 1,000,000 axles.
Oh, yeah.
Even the tag axles out the back, like the cement trucks. I wonder what the difference is between the rules, because you don't see the end dumps there at all, and that's all you see here.
That's weird.
There must be some regulation on weighing
The side dumpers, those.
Yeah, the side dumpers, or any of them that are, hauled behind a traditional, trailers for their, where they end up or side dump. But in Phoenix, they're all, the regular.
They have like triple axles.
Oh, God, they look like centipedes. They got so many axles. They have 2 more axles ahead of the rears, and then one of those swing downs behind it. But
It's all, I thought George was going to do that.
Instead of running 2 tires
green
on each side, now they've got those really big wide tires. Have you seen those?
$59 for a year of his green club.
our dump truck had them on the front.
have them on for
I've got a big dump truck because I have to plow snow at the airport. I got a big corporate plow. It's a single axle, but it had those super singles until I had one go bad. $2,900 tire.
Yeah.
Wow. We went back to just we didn't need the super singles on because we'd never put anything in the dump truck. It's just used for plowing.
$2,900 for
$2,900. And you can't.
That's a lot of tire, though.
It's a lot of tire, but on the front of a commercial vehicle, you can only put a new tire on. You can't put a recap, a used tire. You can only put a new tire.
On what?
On commercial vehicles, you can only put a brand new tire on the steering wheel. It's the rule.
So if it blows out, it's not going to cause a big accident. That's those retread tires do that all the time.
Used to,
They do it all the time. Safety.
I've heard of people that put recaps on, so I don't know how would anyone know?
On the steering.
Yeah,
steering, not
it's only on the steering axle.
The front axle.
The front axle.
The drive wheel.
How would someone know though? How would someone know what's
They
in
do a key inspection.
He sent an email
You
to
get
help.
a roadside inspection or something.
Right.
No, the people that mount
So
them.
I wasn't sure if there was
Well, they
anything
will,
on
but
that
I mean, if
email.
they do their own tires or something.
Where
That,
I can
You get a roadside,
we're
roadside
calling in about
I got a
this
diesel
person,
pusher
you
motor
know.
home. I had to put new
Oh,
endorsement
Steve
on
the
it.
painter
It had been
called,
sitting for
he
so many
changed
years
the
in
name
their
of
garage,
his
And I
email
got 2 of those
to,
Michelin
now,
ZX,
paint my house
XZX or whatever. Anyway,
because
they're
of
about
you.
$700, but they require no
So-
wheel weights. Really? Guaranteed no
Paint my
wheel
house
weights.
for you.
Self-balancing tire?
No, if they're on an aluminum wheel, they're just made.
I like that. I like that. That's cool.
Anyway,
No, and he
1
said
month.
it's because of you. I said, you want to come on the show and
Why?
say?
What did he have before?
On your mark, and nobody.
Tell him if you
Star
star quality,
Star quality.
okay, whatever.
They have to be
Tell
new,
him
and
to
new
keep
is
that.
Oh, yeah.
And have the
Same
both
here.
point there. Just make sure of that.
Yeah, and that's the email they sent me. I was going to change it, but I ran out of time.
And those guys even knew better.
You need to know you'll have the income you need. Hi, this is Linda Gardner with Blue Heron Capital and host of Your Money, Your Retirement, right here on KL every Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's because of weight that they put those on, because they certainly don't save any money. They throw them on the backs a lot of times.
What's retreads?
Those super singles. Because God,
They just
That's
look cool.
a lot, you're right, that's a lot of tire.
Oh, yeah, that thing's a huge.
And they got more square inch on the road, so I imagine they're
Better for handling, traction.
better for the road.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, easier on the road. Yeah, might be.
Yeah, it'd be probably not too good during the winter time if you got snow.
You're right.
Those big wide tires.
Yeah, that's the other reason we didn't want them, because that's all we use that truck for.
Yeah.
So.
So the guy in the Pontiac comes back again, still shifting hard. Okay. So we put different accumulator springs in it, different governor springs in it. It's just really good. It's not hard. Okay. Sir, take it for another drive. Yeah. Comes back again 3 weeks later. You guys are not doing nothing to my car when I buy it. You just say everything's fine. You did this, you did that. Oh, no, sir. So these guys did all of that. Okay. So Andy says, sir, well, I'll just put another valve body on. I'll take the valve body off, I'll go through another valve body, and put that on. So do that. Still won't happen. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just always saying that, listen, don't come back anymore. Stop this. This is just ridiculous. I just sit.
No, it's just, it's tough when you get certain.
Absolutely. I mean, people,
I think they're getting worse too.
Not only that, people call in.
You know what I did?
75% of people are hard to help.
But I had a customer that
Because they just want to dump. They don't.
Who's the guy that does the
They just want to dump the
inspections?
problem on you, and you take care of it.
Morris.
They won't do anything
Norris.
on their own.
Art of Granite will save you money, and you'll get a price on the phone. All you have to do is call. See, you can shop around. He's so confident because he doesn't charge you anything but wholesale for the material, and then he only charges for fabrication and installation. He even hauls out and he tears out and hauls away everything free and does the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. So you want a price? You got an idea what you want? You want quartz or granite or whatever? Call him, 303-386-5919, and you will get a price on the phone. Oh, he may want you to email some specs, maybe a photo of the kitchen, some measurements. 303-386-5919, artofgranite.net. And he's open 6 days a week, closed Sundays, serves the entire communities of the Front Range and Mountains. 303-386-5919, artofgranite.net. Hey, James, what's going on with you, James? What's happening?
Yes, Tom, I'd like to give Cast Iron Towing kudos. They saved my job.
Really? What happened?
Days ago. Oh, I fouled up at work pretty good, and I called I remember Cast Iron Tow?
Yeah, on our show,
they
right.
Came and towed me away. Yeah, and they came and got me for $100. Can you believe it?
No, they're really good.
Gallon tanker.
They're really good, James.
Exactly, and I'd just like to thank them very much. I'm in a tanker truck, and they charged me $100.
Gosh.
A tanker.
And it saved your job, man. Thank you for telling us that. I appreciate it. Ian, what's going on with Auto Nation? Ian.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
So about 3 weeks ago, my oil was leaking in my GMC Terrain. It's a 2012. I started researching it. I do all my own oil changes, filter replacements, and all that. So I'm looking through it, and I'm seeing a service bulletin 14882 that says that 2010 to 2013 GMC Terrains have a common issue when the PCV valve clogs, gets gunked up because of a design failure. And during the colder months, it'll
What
freeze.
happens? So when it clogs, what happens?
It blows out your rear main seal, and all your oil floods out. And it's about an $1,800 repair.
Yeah, but
So
this service bulletin, because you weren't going to dealers for your stuff, you didn't get it.
Well, no, I didn't get it because they...
Well, no, that's one reason. Hold on. What I'm saying is this, is that if you go, I'm not suggesting you have to go to a dealer, but if you go to a dealer, they most likely will let you know about the service bulletins. But then, on the other hand, there should also be a record of owners if you registered the proper way with them.
But it's not a recall.
No, but they let you know about service bulletins, don't they?
No.
Oh, are you, wait. Are you sure they do not notify you of service bulletins?
Not like they do recalls.
Well, no, I know not like a recall. It's not mandatory. But you're saying they don't send out anything on that? I'm assuming they do.
Not that I'm aware of.
So
They tell you it's VIN specific.
But here's what's weird. A service bulletin that could cost someone $1,800 if it's not done seems to me like they should mail it out. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, if they do, they don't. I don't know. I mean, I find it shocking they don't let you know. Okay, so I guess we should skip right to it. What's going on, Ian? Did you blow out your rear main seal?
I did not.
Oh, good.
So I brought it in to get it looked at. They said, oh, your oil cap, your filter cap is cracked, so we're going to replace that. I said, okay, great. Can you please check my PCV orifice as called for in the service bulletin to see if it has failed? And they said, yeah, we'll do that. So they check it. It has failed. The repair is going to cost me $600 to clear that orifice. They said my vehicle was not covered because it's VIN specific, and my VIN wasn't covered.
Okay.
And nobody could give me any information why.
Well, it's not. I mean,
Right.
that again, it's all voluntary on the manufacturer's
Right.
part. So then what?
So then they tell me, okay, your repair's $600, but we can get it down to $300. We'll help you out that way. And I said, you know, that's very nice. That's
Okay,
very
hold
generous.
on, because I don't know where we're going with this, and I'm hoping it has something to do with all of this. But we'll come back to you, and I ask that you please hold. And Christopher, we'll get to you too, and Adriana, hang on, okay? I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino with Sheridan Auto Tech and Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. Hang on. I've known the...
I'm not sure what he's worried about.
It's expensive though to clean a PVC orifice.
No, but it plugs up in the intake. You got to take the intake off to clear the passage. That's just
Okay, because I'm sitting there trying to figure out what in the hell a PCB valve costs.
No, so what he didn't authorize the work. He said, okay, that's fine. And then they went and did it. And then he said his whole thing is different than his email. Now he's saying $400, and then they offered him to give him free oil changes, and that's why he had mentioned.
What does he want? What's his bottom line? Give me a
doesn't
heads
want
up.
to pay the $400.
But why? Why does he think they should? First of all,
because they didn't authorize it.
Wait, what did they do for him?
They changed apparently the PCB valve. And
He didn't want it done.
He didn't want it done there, apparently.
Wait, he asked them to check it.
Right.
But wait a minute.
And then they said the repair would be $600. They get him down to $300.
And he said no.
Well, his email here is like,
well, if they're getting it down to $300, then they negotiate.
I don't understand what the fuck he's
They
saying.
negotiated after they fixed it, trying to try to.
No, but so he says check it, and they went ahead and fixed it without telling him.
Right. They told him what it was, and then he says, okay, I don't have the money for it. That's what his
And they
email
fixed
said.
it anyway.
And they fixed it anyway, and then they charged him. And then
Well,
they
they
wouldn't
can't. I mean, if they don't have a record of telling him and getting an approval, they can't do it.
Yeah, that's what he's going to go by. And then they offered him free oil changes, and that's why he mentioned he changes his own oil, so it's not going to give him anything.
It costs to blow the PCB out.
Yeah, just like that. What if he doesn't do it and he blows it? Then he'll be pissed off at them.
Yeah. Well,
You
he
know.
just saved an $1,800 repair
Right,
for $300.
Right.
Why didn't he just?
Sounds like a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, but I can see his point. He didn't approve it, but he also got quite a bit of value for it.
Yeah, they went down from 600 to 400.
Yeah. Well, they just probably cut it to the cost just to.
But like say, seriously, this email, I couldn't even recognize what he's saying. Which is, I mean, but first of all, he said they found it was the service fault and they did it. It wasn't that he said he found it.
So earlier you were saying 75% of the people.
Oh, just tough to help because they won't do anything.
Listen or
right.
Well, they want us to do everything.
Right.
If you give them suggestions of something they have to do, then.
And then Clint makes some of them cry, and then we got one. Holy cow!
Who'd you make cry, Clint?
One old lady.
No.
Kidding.
Oh,
this guy lost his job 5 years ago. He said he's a whistleblower, but really he's a pain in the ass.
He wants us to give all these records from the state. He has to have an attorney to subpoena this. You know, we can't. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah, you don't just call them up and say, "Hey, send me this."
Yeah, I demand this
That's
stuff.
5 years ago.
Yeah,
And you can't get another job in the state.
Who's this?
That's that Steve guy that said he's a whistleblower on the reports. It was just the reports. It didn't cost. They didn't do stuff wrong. They just weren't doing the reports.
we got a lot of people, other people fired too. So he's not real popular there.
And here's the thing. So he said he couldn't get any job in the state. He thinks he's getting blackballed.
He is.
And so my thing
Who is
to
this
him,
that's getting blackballed?
that Steve guy that Clint made cry.
Is what?
Clint,
Clint made him
a
cry.
guy named Alex sends you information on, his mom has a trustee that is kind of taking care of all of her properties. When he's selling them for less, he's selling them to family members, all this stuff. So I'm having him send it to you.
Wait.
and
What's
then
this
get
guy's name?
This guy's name is Alex. He's taking care of his mother.
Because there's this one nut that contacts me all the time about a dishonest trustee.
Yeah,
Is it
this
a
guy
public
doesn't
trustee?
sound
Okay,
like
all right.
the same guy.
Okay.
It's the trustee is Harvey, and I've heard that before, that he's not good, because we've had that before. But next week the new website's coming up, so I'm not, when that happens, I'm not gonna be able to do anything with that.
Is that Steve not been working for 5 years?
I guess, I don't know.
So he couldn't get a job in the state. Why didn't he get a job somewhere else?
You know, I've told him like 3 times, you need an attorney. We can't help you.
Well, my, that's
You
what I'm
need an
saying.
attorney.
What, this the guy, he was crying about what again? This guy was such...
That he got fired, he got...
Whistleblower got fired from the state for getting a bunch of other people fired. Didn't realize.
So they fired his boss.
So it's Napa.
Napa. And then his boss's boss fired him.
Well, Tom wants us to subpoena a whole bunch of state records. What he wants us to do.
For what? I mean, what is he calling about?
Because he wants the state investigated for wrongful.
Right. He says, why aren't you investigating this?
You know, you had already told him he needed an attorney, and I told him 3 times, and the last time I told him, I said,
but he doesn't really even... So he claims he was fired for...
That's the one, they weren't doing the reports correctly or whatever.
That's right, but that was even minor. What they were doing, they weren't even... It wasn't even a serious issue.
I know. I'm just like,
this guy is obsessed.
It must have been 5 years, Tom. It was 5 years ago. And he just keeps emailing us. And the last time I talked to him,
Well,
I said,
don't talk to him. It's a waste of time.
Suzanne called me in the control room, and so I said,
waste of time.
I know. I said, Steve, get an attorney. Click, and I hung up on him. He calls her back, blowing his eyes out. Tom, we do commercials Plexident, correct? Plexident? Yesterday I was putting a new registration in the car, and I realized that's the place that did Judy's black car. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. The job they did on it. Black, flat, you know, those H2s have all those flat panels. Really hard, and it is flawless.
I love the H2. And I love the small one, too.
I like the small one better.
With H3?
I like them both.
We have
never had one. I don't know if they're good. I just like them.
Ours has been fun. We have to have one big vehicle because we have a big trailer with a Bobcat and a forklift.
I was always surprised in the H1 how what a pain in the ass it is to sit in there. Big as it is.
The one, yeah.
I mean, if you got feet bigger than a size 8 or something, you can't even fit on the passenger side. You get that big center.
Or small ones.
Yeah, it's tiny. You'd think it would be
The
more
windows are
comfortable.
real short. The door's that freaking thick. On the H2, the door's that thick. And the console's that thick.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just...
Yeah.
Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
who's that guy's voice?
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show this hour, brought to you by SimplyFloorsInc.com. Simply Floors Inc. You want to save money? Go to Simply Floors. This show is all about saving money and giving you advice and helping behind the scenes. And do we have any follow-ups, guys? Dan, Clint, anyone? Any follow-ups? Mark and Suzanne off today. Suzanne usually on the controls. Mark usually on my ass. And he's off for his son's graduation party and getting ready. And so I miss Suzanne. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. If you want floor coverings for just basically 30 to 40% off what you'll find at big boxes or so-called outlets or mills, you go to Simply Floors Inc. Get all the same floor coverings, but cheaper. Why? Look, he's in a buying group. He's a small, when I say small company, I'm talking about like he doesn't have like thousands of employees, hundreds of employees, and he's a sole owner, and here's what it is. He is in a buying group. They can buy just like everyone else, and he just makes less profit. That's it. He has less overhead, too. SimplyFloorsInc.com. A showroom at 52nd and Ward. But first, just make your own appointment online. You have free designer services as well. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Okay, so we've had a number of pains in the butt today, but mostly good people. Just the one guy that had that antenna was broken. A woman felt badly for him and bought a gift card. I just wanted to know what people think of this. Now, she didn't ask, do you have a replacement antenna? She just bought a gift card from Quality Auto Sound. This guy went to Quality Auto Sound and found an internal antenna. They didn't have an external one, and it doesn't work well. It has static. They replaced it once, still doesn't work well. Now he wants cash, or he wants them to cash her out. And they said, no, we don't give refunds on gift cards. Store credit. He doesn't want store credit. That's the problem. So you might think, well, they can't give him what he wants. They better give him his money back. But he didn't pay for it. She did in a gift card. And she didn't put a condition on that gift card. She bought a gift card. She didn't say, my friend needs an antenna and only an antenna and we want nothing else. I mean, they gave him a gift card. It's like she went ahead and bought a gift card first. It's like if you got a gift card and there was something, it's like you getting a gift card to a store where you don't want to buy anything. You can't demand that they give the money back if they have a no refund policy. You know, it's not their fault. But this guy's just very unreasonable. And look, I like that he called the show, and I like that he listens. And I know he's mad at me. I'm just trying to bring up the topic. And did you know that refunds are not mandatory anyway at all, ever? Unless they can't fulfill a contract to you. What's the contract? You buy something. So it's got to be basically working. If not, they got to replace it. It's logical, right? You pay $10, you get something. If it doesn't work, you get that. They give you another something. Now, if it doesn't work again, you may say, I want a refund. Whatever. But if they're willing to give you a replacement, you got to take it, right? Here's where it gets weird. What if they ran out and they don't have replacements? Now, can they say to you, you must have a store credit? No. Not in my opinion. You want to know why? Listen to the logic. You went there to buy something specific. You made a contract with them. I'm going to pay you this much money and get something specific. You didn't say to them, I want to give you $10 to enrich your company and pick something in the future. You said, I want to buy this widget. That widget did not work. They don't have a replacement widget. Now, they can't force you to buy a wadget. You went to buy a widget. They can't say, well, sorry, only store credit, because you didn't go there to buy anything else. So I would make the argument they could not fulfill that contract to you. They can't force you into another contract. You know, so here's what I'm thinking. You should get your money back. But if you buy a gift card and there's nothing the person likes in the store, that's tough. You didn't really put any conditions on
Tom?
it. Yes.
A caller called in and said that he could probably go online and sell that gift certificate and get the money.
But he doesn't have it.
Oh, well, there you go.
He spent it on an antenna he doesn't like. And now he has store credit. If he wants it, we could fight for that. Look, we've had companies in the past that would do that. They would sell you something and say absolutely no refunds. That's okay. But they don't even have to have a sign. People say, well, they didn't have a sign that said no refunds, because refunds are a privilege. They're not a right. They're a privilege. Christopher, what's going on in your life?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, Christopher. Go ahead, sir.
So I got a 2011 GMC Yukon.
Yes.
And I got it come with a tow package. And my temperature is getting hot, just mainly because I do a lot of towing.
So do you have a cooler?
Yeah, I got an auxiliary cooler, but it's still getting hot. So I'm trying to figure out a way to keep the transmission temperature down. It being...
Okay, well, let's talk to Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair.
Yeah,
and Kevin Calkin at Sheridan Auto Tech can chime in, too. What do you think, Mark?
Absolutely, Chris. With the towing package, the coolers on those vehicles are not very large from the factory.
Is it simply
really
increasing the size?
Yes. Increasing the size. Another thing, too, would be to change the transmission fluid at regular intervals. And if you're doing a lot of towing, I would change that fluid 20, 30,000 miles. You could also
adding a cooler fan to the aux cooler, or getting an aux cooler with a fan.
What a fan?
Yeah, you could do that, but you already have a fan in that vehicle, an electric fan that will draw air in through a cooler. Another way to do it would be to change your transmission fluid to a good synthetic. You can also go with a deeper transmission pan, which has more oil capacity. But some of these pans, these aftermarket pans, I don't care for them too much because they have a tendency to leak because they have these cooling fins, tubes in the pans.
Is that just to increase volume?
Yeah, increase
And
volume.
when you increase volume, that helps with cooling?
Absolutely.
Because you have fresher oil going through more often?
Yeah, but you got more, yes.
I mean, or less often. You have fresh oil
Right.
going through it constantly.
So when you're running an external cooler larger than the one that's in it from a factory, I mean, Kevin, sometimes I'm really surprised when I look at these vehicles.
How small they are.
Yeah, it almost
Yeah.
looks like a power steering pump
It's tiny.
cooler.
Yeah, I
so
like
they're
the bigger
so
ones.
small.
And you also have to make sure that you clear all debris from the radiator, the
Absolutely.
cooler, everything. You
Why
get
don't
dirt
they-
and accumulation in there.
Why don't, since you have a radiator in a car anyway, why don't they just run the transmission lines through it too?
Well, they do typically, but the heavy-duty ones, they put a bigger external cooler.
So they run it through the radiator.
Oh, they do.
It
I
comes
didn't know
out,
that. I thought they had their own cooler.
Yep, it comes out of the radiator, goes back into the cooler. So when you're doing an auxiliary cooler, that's the way you want to mount them. Is you want it to go through the heat
Radiator
exchanger
first.
inside the radiator first, have that come out, and then go through the external cooler. But you can't overcool a transmission.
You can't?
So, no, you just can't.
So
they just get so hot.
So wait a
you
minute,
could
so-
put, theoretically, you could put a cooler the size of a radiator in a car.
I want to ask something silly. Can you pre-cool it?
No.
Because that wouldn't be good, right? You need, viscous fluid. I mean, you need flowing fluid.
Well, yeah, you just can't pre-cool it. Yeah, so you could actually, in theory, Chris, run a cooler the size of a radiator.
Yeah.
So the bigger, the better.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, listen, Christopher, I heard a little voice.
Yeah.
Who is it?
My son Aiden.
How old?
5.
Have him say hello.
Okay. Hold on. Aiden.
Aiden, how are you doing, sir?
Good.
Good? And do you like Daddy's truck? Or is it's a Yukon, right? Denali. How old are you? How old are you, Aiden?
5.
5. Well, have a good weekend, okay?
Okay.
I'll see you.
You know my uncle Jack Rottola?
Yeah, I know your uncle. Yeah, yes. Jack is a great attorney. Yes. Okay. Well, that's cool. That's Jack's nephew. Okay. So, Chris, you just the bigger the cooler, the better is what you guys are saying. You can't overcool a transmission.
And that's what wears them out. He's smart. If it is getting
So
hot,
heat
get
is
it
the
cold.
enemy. Heat
Yeah.
is the enemy.
Absolutely.
Ian, I'm sorry about that I didn't come back to you. I will now. Okay, so listen, man.
Hey.
Listen, a 2012 GMC Terrain service bulletin. Here's what I heard. You said check the PCV valve, right?
Yes.
And they said it's clogged, but then they fixed it without your permission. Does it all come down to that?
Yep.
Okay, and then they dropped the price from $600 to $300, but they still did it after the fact.
They still did it after I told them not to. I told them I couldn't afford it, and they
Now,
just
why
did it
did
anyway.
they fix it if you told them you couldn't afford it?
Now that service, the lady that I was talking to, her name is Cindy. She's telling management that I did tell them to fix it.
Okay,
So
see,
when I
that's
talked
what.
to the
Okay, that's what I
service
thought. Unfortunately, the law, unfortunately for you, does not call for a written approval. They just have to record the when you did it, how you did it, the manner you did it.
But they didn't.
I know, but
that.
But here's what's going to happen. They're going to say you did, and you're going to say you didn't. So what would happen in a case like that? If I just wanted to play, now this is just play acting because I have no idea what would happen. But a judge could say to you, let's say a judge could say, well, okay, you have to have it done, right? I mean, you will have to have it done, Ian, eventually. And because they did it without permission, I get you. But even if I believed you and said you still got value, which the law likes to call quantum merit, you still got value. Therefore, they're willing to drop it to $300, and you would have done it anyway eventually, and then you're going to say, well, I would have done it on my own, right?
Right.
And how much would that have cost you?
About 2 hours.
So I don't know what Ian, but remember, they're going to say, yes, he approved it.
But they also admit that there is no record. They record all their phone calls.
Well, okay, then that's going to count against them. That's going to count against them. But the problem is, I believe you're going to have to pay to get your car, or they're not going to give your car. And if you, and as long as you don't have to sign a release, you pay that $300. Go after them for it in small claims court.
Now, yeah, I had to pay for it.
So now you should. Okay, how much did you pay? The $300?
It was $400 total.
Okay, maybe was some other work done you got to pay for, but the work you did not authorize. Listen, under the Auto Repair Act, they say you have to have if it's going to be over 10% or $100 more than they estimated, they have to call you and get your approval, and they have to record it. Not audio recording, but they have to have the time, date, and manner written down. And you can just sue them for it and say they never did it for you. It's weird, but you did get value out of it. And I understand why you're pissed off. I do understand. 303-713-8255. Flexident of Colorado.com. If you need dent repair or hail repair or parking lot ding repair, and you do not have any problems when it comes to your paint, you can use Flexident, and they will do it like, they have great service, and you won't even know they've been there. It won't devalue your car. Flexident of Colorado.com. They have multiple locations, and you can get right in. And you only have a certain amount of time to do it. You have to report to your insurance company or get a check within a year, or they can just deny the claim. So be careful on that, okay? 303-619-6273. Or look online, Flexident of Colorado.com.
Line 3, he's back.
Yeah, I saw that.
Here's another thing on that guy. So if he
The
knew,
antenna guy or
no,
the PVC guy?
Guys, I'm going to have to ask a really big favor. I need to do promos, which means we have to be really quiet.
Sure.
Okay, let's do it. Let's turn down our monitors so I don't hear headsets. All right, I'm going to turn my mic on. Okay, what am I going to say? So this is hope you're having a great holiday weekend. Don't forget the best of the Troubleshooter on Monday. Okay. What is that? Okay, I'm ready. 3. This is how long? 6 or 7? Just tell me. So yeah. Normal, right? Yes? Okay, good. Okay. Hope you're enjoying your holiday weekend. Make sure you tune in for the best of the Troubleshooter Monday at 10. So what else? Okay, got it. Happy Memorial Day. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. We'll have the best of the Troubleshooter coming up at 10. Hope you're having a great holiday weekend. Don't forget tomorrow, the best of the Troubleshooter at 10. And then Tuesday, right?
Compass Insurance.
Compass, okay, good. The Troubleshooter will be back live on The Troubleshooter live Tuesday at 10 with your insurance checkups to save money. Okay, good. Now I'll put everything back to normal. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Okay.
So on the PVC, if he looked and found the Bolton, why didn't he just fix it himself? Right there before you, why did he even bring it in?
What do you mean?
Well, he's seen that.
He's the one that's seen the bullets in the PVC.
And told him about it. So why didn't he just fix it? The PVC, if it was clogged and stuff.
I don't know that he realizes the
So
work.
Kevin, how do you know the PVC is plugged in that vehicle?
Well, you just do
Other
a
than an
pressure
oil leak.
check like on the oil pan. You're gonna have back pressure in the crankcase.
Yeah, but how are you going to know that though?
Take a pressure on the dipstick too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, right. I mean, so you pull the dipstick out.
Yeah, you can put a gauge on it,
venting,
or you can put your finger over it. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Right.
Why, if you have pressure there, what does that mean?
Well, the PCB's not venting properly, so the pressure is building up.
It's going into the
That's what blows
crankcase and
That's
trying to
what blows
find
out
an
the
area
routine.
to escape.
And that's what's causing. He had an oil leak. That's
And
why.
the PVC does what? What does it stand for?
Positive crankcase ventilation. So it's got to ventilate.
It takes the ventilation from there,
Positive
it puts it into the air cleaner and burns it.
I meant to ask
That was
you,
really
who's
the
that
first,
girl,
was it the
Bell?
first
Do you remember him?
Sort of, because they used to just dump it out the bottom. You see some of the old, they have, yeah, exactly, little draft tubes. They'll run along a little bit of smoke.
Yeah, like 57 Buick has that. So the tube that comes right down.
They just dump it right out
And the oil cap.
So you don't see it.
There's another way.
Oh, I remember the oil
Right, they have like that grill on it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Whole oil cap and the tube.
I remember those trucks that yeah, it was just like you say, like say a grill pad.
Well, you want to see, boy, did I screw something up when I put my supercharger on? I did not know you have to change the system on your PCB.
He's an older guy, short,
And I pressurized 7 PSI right into the motor.
Yeah.
You get a little oil out?
Yeah, I blew up the valve cover,
Yep,
the back of the
yep,
intake
yep.
manifold.
It does. It's a lot of pressure.
But yeah,
I remember
he'll remember me. So that's why I was sitting right next to him.
Like I say, they wouldn't leak oil out, just like
We always
they
covered
did.
it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, he remembers everything.
And they're noisy too. Were they? Were the PVCs that went into the valve cover really noisy?
They rattle.
PVC or PCB?
Did Mark tell you how I covered for them?
Yeah, it is PCV. We always,
There was somebody called.
you know what? I hear everybody say it the other way around.
And
Everybody else, everybody says PVC, but it is really
So he
PCV.
came in and thanked me.
But it's weird because I hear everybody say that.
So I go to Home Depot to look for PCB hose, you know. And they're like, don't you mean PVC? It's like, okay, whatever.
Could be
PVCC.
positive ventilation.
Positive
crank.
No, from the crank pads.
Oh, right.
Ah. Hi, Tom Martino here. Stem cell therapy is a very, very controversial topic. Please don't get ripped off. And you will get ripped off if you get injected with amniotic fluid and they tell you it's living stem cells. And you'll know that because they did not take the stem cells from you, because that's the only legal way to get stem cells at this time. So if you want true living stem cell therapy, Centeno Schultz, also known as Regenix, Centeno Schultz, and here's what's very important, okay? If you've been ripped off, if you think you've been ripped off, please email me, live@troubleshooter.com. I want to know about it because I'm getting together a bunch of names. If you've gone to a chiropractor and he's done amniotic fluid and called it stem cells, live@troubleshooter.com. Meanwhile, if you need an evaluation, you haven't made a mistake, it's Centeno Schultz, 303-963-9201, 963-9201, also known as Regenix. Let's go. Now listen, I'm not going to have a big fight, but Bob's back, the antenna guy. And again, I'm not arguing with Bob about the store or the antenna. I do not believe he should be forced to take an antenna that does not work. However, I've said this before. That woman is the one that made the mistake, not the store. That woman bought a gift card before consulting him. And she bought a gift card basically at a store where he does not like anything else. He doesn't want a store credit. So they cannot put an antenna in that works. So I believe they owe him a store credit, not a refund, because that's not the terms of the gift card. So it's like somebody buys me a gift card. I don't like anything. Well, I keep the gift card. What the heck? Or I buy something. That's really what it boils down to. I think that the woman had every good intention. And she probably should have said, hey, Bob, go get your antenna fixed and send me the bill if you want. But anyway, he's back. I'm not sure why. I mean, we agreed to disagree. So what's the situation, Bob?
She specifically said the gift card was for an antenna.
Okay.
He said to her, listen, he said to her, the antenna will be much better than the one he had.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I went down there and I didn't get what he said.
Okay.
He knew when
there
he
was
put
no
that
contract.
in.
In my opinion, there was no contract formed at that time. There's, now hold on. I should amend that. If we call Quality Auto Sound and they say, yes, I did promise her that, then I'm going to fight right alongside you. So let's call them.
Well,
Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. What did you want to say, Bob? I didn't want to cut you. What else?
I hope he does.
Okay. If he admits,
her.
no, if he admits it, see, verbal contracts, people ask, can verbal contracts be enforced? Well, let's do logic. Verbal contracts can be enforced. For example, Bob, Mark, Kevin Calkin, I'm having a senior moment. Mark's on my left. Kevin, You say to me, I'm going to fix this for $300.
Mm-hmm.
I say, fix it, Kevin.
Okay.
It's bad. And I say to you, we had an agreement that you were going to fix it for $300, and you say, no, it was $600. How do I enforce it? I can't.
It's
but
difficult,
what if
yeah.
you say, yes, I did. I did agree to $300, and I can't fix it. Well, then I have an enforceable deal because you agreed to it. But if you can't fix it, then what? Well, then I get my money back or something. What I'm saying is Bob, the problem is that you are looking at this as a covenant, as a contract. They took her money and promised her something they can't deliver. If they admit to that, Bob, I agree with you. But if they don't, how do we prove it? You know, if you take them to small claims court for the value of that gift card, how do you prove it? That's the thing. And did she say, okay, but if it's not as good, can he, will you give my money back? See, this is the problem with a gift card. She was such a lovely woman, but man, she really put you in a pickle by doing it, and especially by not telling you the amount, because you won't be able to go to small claims court without knowing the amount.
No.
So hold on.
I don't want anything else in the store.
All right, we're going to call. We're going to call. Hold on. He wants an antenna that works, or he wants his money back, but then technically he doesn't get his money. She does. She gets her money back. So all I want to know is this. Did they promise? This is all we need to know, Clint, Deputy Clint. Did they promise for that gift card that he could buy an antenna better than the one he had, and was that their understanding that she only wanted it for an antenna, period? Was that the deal? And just see what they say, because that's Bob's argument. And by the way, I agree with Bob. If they promised that, and we can prove it, I agree with him. If they promised it, yes, this is for an antenna. Now, Ron, you want to talk about an interior lighting system not working. What kind of a vehicle?
Tom, first of all, Deputy Daphne saved me over $3,000 due to her investigation.
We need to add that to our system.
Yes.
What happened?
She did a checking. I'm in the Arkansas Valley, and no one around up that area comes down. But she took the information, tracked it down, and because of that, we found out some very interesting stuff about this person. So, thanks, Steph.
Oh, good.
Now,
good. Now go ahead.
There's two things that have been done to this fan before I tell you the problem. One, a new steering column was put in.
Okay.
Two, a new stereo system.
Okay.
With backup cameras and all that good stuff.
So a steering column and stereo.
Stereo with backup.
Right. Gotcha.
Screen and so forth. The vehicle on the interior, I've got 4 switches, one for the interior light over the driver and passenger.
Yeah.
There are 3 separate switches.
Yeah, you don't have to get this specific. Yeah, you don't have to get that specific for us, because we're going to go to Auto Electrics, Lakewood Auto Electrics, and ask them about it. But in general, let's just say this: were these 2 jobs done at the same time?
No.
Which one?
Column first.
Which one was done? Okay, did the interior lights fail after which one?
Well, I'm not sure which one.
Well,
Tom, what's happening is...
Hold on. Ron, just one quick question, please, and then you can talk and talk. You said you did 2 repairs. The interior lighting system failed after which repair?
After both were done.
Okay, but which one was done first? You said you did not do them together. When you did the steering column
was done first.
Okay, then did the interior lights fail after the steering column was done?
Yes.
Okay, so it's the steering column. It has nothing to do with the stereo.
It's a power supply to the switches.
No, allow me my time.
Tell me how much, Bob. Okay. I don't have time for this. I need questions first, Bob. And if people are saying, Tom, you interrupt, shut the hell up. I need to interrupt to get basics. Then he can talk. Do you realize he is saying he didn't do them at the same time, but the thing failed after both of them? It can't. Well, there had to have been one done first and one done second. How much time elapsed between the repair on the steering column and the stereo? ask him that, Daphne. I need to know how much time elapsed between those two repairs. And during that elapsed time in between, were the interior lights working? Because if they were, then it's the latter repair. But I don't know why he couldn't answer that basic question. Because it is basic, it is logic, it's not interrupting, it is clarifying. So ask him, how much time between the two repairs? Does that make sense to anybody? He said, I did them I did not do them at the same time. And
well,
I
that's
said,
the basics of troubleshooting.
Well, then when did it fail? Sure. It failed after both of them, but you did not do them at the same time. So it either failed after the first repair or it failed after the second repair.
Exactly.
So that's all I need to know, Daph. If he can't answer that question, we can't help him. And let's get Lakewood Auto Electrics on to help if he can answer that question. It's that simple. Daph, it can't take this long to get that answer. It can't take this long to get that answer. How much time between the two repairs? Daphne?
It was not long between the two, but
not
after...
long.
No,
God almighty. How long?
After the first one, the light still worked. And then after the second one, the light still worked. And then... now intermittently they go off and
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. Bob, Ron, we're going to call Lakewood Auto Electrics and tell them what's happening. I think it's going to be something very simple, though. Now here's what I want to know. Did you do the work or did you have a shop do it?
No. The stereo was done by Best Buy Installation, and the steering column was done by our GMC dealer locally.
Okay, and what about fuses? Did you check them?
Yes, sir.
And what about switches? You were talking about switches.
Yes.
Do they all not work? How many switches?
Six switches.
And all of them are for interior lighting.
On the console. Yes, they're all on the console.
Oh, wow. And all 6 of them don't work.
Not a single one, Tom.
Huh. Okay, that's got to be something really common to. Okay, hold on. We'll get a hold of Lakewood Auto Electric and tell them what the vehicle is, Daph, when you call, so they can get a heads up. I'm not sure I got the name of the van, but you can do that off the air, and then we'll come back. That's the whole point. We got to have specifics, and now I understand. He had the first repair done, light still worked. Second repair done, light still worked. Then all of a sudden, they became intermittent. All right. If you have a drug addiction, I'm seriously considering one. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to joke about this. If you know an addict or have a drug addiction, the Raleigh House is truly a wonderful place. Now, I'm not going to tout their individual program. They can do that at some time you want to inquire. The purpose of this spot is to give out a number that is an information line for alcoholics or drug addicts or anyone in your life that is abusing substances. Call the Raleigh House and ask questions about treatment, about various treatment, not just the Raleigh House, about cost, about insurance, about telltale signs, about approaching the addict. All of these questions can be answered, and they'll keep it complimentary, and they'll keep it confidential, and there is no obligation. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559. Okay. Oh man, we should have. I'm sorry. I would have ordered food, bro.
Mark doesn't want food. Mark wants snacks.
Let's see if it's too late.
No, I'd rather have hot food.
Hold on.
Snacks just hold me over.
Yeah. See, I thought you could smell it going up from 50 feet.
You guys ever go to Sim's Steakhouse?
Oh, yeah.
Me and my son went there.
Sim's?
Sims?
It's nice. Real nice view. Sims Landing used to be. 6th and Union. 6th
Great
and 7th.
steaks, great food. Take your wife out there. Great dinner.
And it's up on a hill, so you can see Denver skyline at night. It's really nice.
Yeah. Great place. I want to go to that one steak place, that guy that was here.
Home Solutions. I've known Ted Rowland 25 years or more. This company has
never been. They just opened up over here.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
I don't remember the name either, but they were like right here, across I-25.
The antenna guy was notorious. They threatened to get everybody there.
Oh, the antenna guy.
Physically, the woman is there now. Everybody in the store knows who this guy is. Been there.
Why don't they just
did they say?
Because it's a corporate policy.
Well, did they say that? it would be better than the antenna that was in there originally.
No, they absolutely told him that he's got an amplified mast antenna. You know, I guess it's the one with the wire wound around it or something.
Oh, right.
It's on a truck. I can't tell what kind of truck it is. But they told him he's
Well, how much was this gift card? $50?
We don't know.
But you know what I'm saying? Well, let's guess. Under 100?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, they're going to go through all this grief for $75.
I know.
They obviously can't satisfy the customer. So I know it's corporate. I know that you know. But sometimes logic has to kick in where just.
If it was my business, I'd have paid the guy to get rid of it.
Well, not because it got, but before it got this far.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know.
So would he have gotten an invoice with the cost of that after he put it?
He didn't pay for it.
I understand that, but don't
we get a receipt?
For receipt. I mean, right.
Absolutely.
Because for the guarantee or.
No, but here's the thing too. Here's the thing. You mean to tell me this guy can't find anything at Quality Auto Sound down the road that he would want?
No, he's determined he's not going to find it.
Right.
He's already predetermined he's not going to find it.
Exactly.
And that's fine, but I mean, why do you want that?
What's going on? You're shaking your
shop.
Antenna guy.
What does the guy? No, what did the store say?
Everybody at the store in her trees because he physically threatened him.
And what did they?
They never guaranteed.
They didn't guarantee. As a matter of fact, they recommended that you put the factory antenna back on because it's a.
But what did they say to her?
She's there now.
At the store.
At the store
No
now.
lady.
And what did she say to them? Did she have a contract with them?
No.
Did they deny that?
They just said she came in, bought, said he needs an antenna. Can you guys do an antenna? They said yes, and she bought a business card.
If we don't order a pizza before 10:30, it won't get here till 1:30.
Never mind. Okay, shit. I wonder if we had somebody go pick it up, like me.
Yeah. Yeah, like we don't have anybody because I'm here.
Don't worry,
and
I
not
got to
downstairs.
leave right at 1 o'clock.
I'm good.
Buying bills until 2.
Go in the donut browse, Mark.
Do you want me to see if there's something out here? I see
I
a
was
big
just
beer.
asking. I was just asking Kevin, is there any goodies out there?
He has them scoped out on the way in.
Boy, any grab by.
There's a newspaper.
He's walking by and he turns his head real quick. What is that?
Kevin had a good point. Even though they're
Nothing, no newspapers. They had a couple of big
for no
beers.
refunds, when you got somebody this big of a
Couple of big
beers, I would take it out of my pocket for store to get rid of the guy.
Get a couple beers?
No,
That'd be good. And you know, I agree with Kevin too. For $50, $75, just give it to the customer or give it to the lady.
They have said that they will. They'll put a factory antenna on for him.
They would.
Yeah,
what?
He has to go get it.
He has to go get it. Don't put it on.
Right. And they said, he said that
How much
initially.
is that? Is that worth the value of that other interior?
Yeah, but what do they have to do to put the factory antenna on? They
It's
unscrew
just
it.
a mast, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They unscrew it. He can do that himself.
Yeah.
Just go to a junkyard, LKQ, and get one.
Yeah.
And shut the up. No, seriously.
Everybody in the store,
You know, my,
he was in there screaming, threatening people yesterday.
the other thing too, Tom, I was telling the guys, you mean to tell me this guy with the antenna can't find anything ever in his entire life that this company would have for him down the road? Come on. Why don't you just be easygoing?
But the quality all sound people sounded okay.
Yeah.
And what's the lady doing there? Trying to get a refund?
Yelling. I could hear in the background. They said, you got another angry customer, and they said, it's the lady part of this, the lady part of this thing. I could hear her in the background yelling. He had to go in another room and talk to me.
That's just ridiculous.
So
I can't just people be.
Maybe she wasn't that nice of a lady that she
As I say, just screw another antenna in.
Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan, whether refinancing or buying, and the interest rate guarantee goes for 2 years. If rates go down by just 0.75%, idealhomeloans.com or 303-867-7000. The lenders I use, the lenders I refer to friends and neighbors, idealhomeloans.com, and that's the real deal. Ideal. Now, here's the deal with this antenna. I got an update, but I'm going to first go to Brian at Auto Electric. But we called the store, some interesting comments, and the woman was there, the nice woman who bought the card was there. We'll talk about that. She was there fighting, pleading her case, and then the store had an opinion on all of this. So that's good to know. Brian, at Lakewood Auto Electric, okay, here's what's going on with Ron. Ron had 2 different jobs done he had a steering column done, and then he had stereo with backup camera done, but there was a few days or weeks in between. He said the interior lights after the second repair were intermittent and then stopped working, and he has interior lights in a van, and he has 6 switches for various lighting, and all of the switches do not work. They don't turn on the lights. He says he checked the obvious, like the fuses. Is that right so far, Ron? 6 switches, they all don't work?
That's correct, Tom.
Okay.
And the switches are, this is a conversion van that we're talking about, right?
Okay, it's a conversion van, right, Ron?
Yes, it is.
And what kind?
It's GMC Sierra 25.
Oh, yeah, you told me that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Okay.
So
Yes, I
you know these systems on these vans can be really difficult to work on because you know these wire, when you take all that assembly apart of the switches, you're going to find that there aren't standardized connections with bulk wiring. It's almost like individual wires connected here and there, and they take power supplies and grounds from different places. And it can be tough. You know, you can't follow a wiring diagram. It's literally something you have to take apart and start chasing current and signals.
But if we were logical here, and let's just say, I mean, obviously, Brian, you can't do this over the phone, but you can do something like this.
Yeah.
If all 6 switches, all to the interiors don't work, they all have to have something in common.
Exactly, and that's very favorable in terms of the repair. The fact that all of them are going out at once. So they have a common ground and they have a common power supply. So that would be the easiest thing. However, you're going to find that power supply wire meanders throughout the vehicle, not in standardized places. So you have to remove paneling and for different test points. But it's doable. It's not super hard. It's not the end of the world. It'd be nice to find out where they took the power supply off of. Most likely it is a power supply issue and not a ground, because ground you have to literally unscrew or unbolt from some surface, where inadvertently somebody can pop that power supply by creating a short just by putting an incorrect bulb in that system or something. So the logical thing is that they blew the fuse, and you simply are not able to locate that fuse.
Now, there's something very, very critical here, Bob, I'm going to ask you. In addition to the interior lights, is there anything else at all not working? Just anything? Or is it just the interior lighting?
Wrong, Bob.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. You're the one that I'm going back to. I'm sorry. Ron is what I meant. Ron, is there anything else not working?
No, sir, just that.
You know, the fact that it was intermittent after the other repair was done, that he mentioned that it was intermittent, that, you know, fuses are not intermittent. They either work. It's a non-wearing item that either works or it doesn't. So that, you know, might talk more, instead of a blowing fuse, a poor connection somewhere. You know, a connection that's a fault connection that's not established real well. So sometimes, you know, it makes a contact and things work, and sometimes they don't. We'd be glad to take a look at that for Ron and see if we can shed some light. But it's going to take somebody to get in there and really chase it.
And then logically, Bryant, wouldn't you first go to those 2 recent repairs?
Well, you know, I mean, we could, but you know, I think we can cut to the chase and actually find where the power supplies and grounds are at, and we look at those, and we'll fix it. Now, when we find that problem, if it looks like there's remnants of tampering by somebody with something, we'll be able to tell. And if it's a rear view camera wire that's going by that area, we can tell.
Now, can you put a toner on the power supply up at the switches and then follow that through the vehicle?
No, that's different. No, that's different. Can't do it with this.
So how do you?
120 volts you can with this is a little different.
Just out of curiosity, how do you trace then a wire? Do you literally physically trace it?
We literally get a test point on point A and then find it where it goes to point B, check resistance with an ohm meter, and then check signals as they're appropriate. Short to ground, short to power, or for an open. And if you have the open, you got to remove panels and do it the hard way.
Well, thank you very much for that. That's Lakewood Auto Electric, 303-231-0903. Hey, Bob, listen.
They could have just given money back, but otherwise it does have to be for store credit.
Ooh, she's there now.
That's how they end the gift card.
Bob?
Yes?
I'm going to come back to you and do this, but in short, the store said they never made her any promises whatsoever, and simply. Okay, and she says that too.
Oh, really?
She told me that.
No, she didn't. No, I'm asking you, does she say they made her a promise?
No promise, a statement that it would be better than the one I had.
Okay. But in the event it wasn't, did they say they'd give the money back? Do you understand?
No.
So Bob, why won't?
No, she went in there specifically.
But why do you think?
an antenna.
Okay, let me just ask you flat out. Why do you think they owe you cash back?
No, they don't owe me nothing.
Or her? Why do they owe her cash? Why?
Because I didn't get what I was supposed
But
to
she
get.
bought.
But
she bought a non-refundable gift card.
I don't know that.
Well, that's what it is.
Whatever
It's
well,
a non.
She bought a gift card for an antenna.
No, she bought a gift card for a gift card. She did. That's the whole point. She did not buy a gift card for an antenna. If she did, and the antenna did not work, and they could not get one to work, I would be on your side. But she bought a gift card, and they are willing to honor the gift card for something that does work. Now, doesn't that make you feel good that they'll honor a gift card?
Then I still don't have an antenna.
But you can go buy one. Do you understand? They never promised you an antenna. You had a gift card. If I had a gift card to Best Buy and I wanted to buy a video camera and they did not have one that worked, I can't go to Best Buy and say the gift card is defective because they said there's hundreds of other things you can buy, right? The gift card is not defective. So anyway, we're done with that. I don't know what else to do. I'd like other people's opinions on it, though. I really, really would. 303-713-8255 is... You know, it's just something that I would like to know. You know, I mentioned Simply Floors before, and somebody said, Tom, you always mention the store, but you don't mention a phone number. He really doesn't do it that way. He says you can go to 52nd and Ward and drop by, or you go to the website, simplyfloorsinc.com, INC as in corporation, and you can make your own appointment or read about them, simplyfloorsinc.com.
Really, really unhappy people. Jesus Christ. I mean, think about it.
All week we've had the
I would
biggest
be like,
fights
okay, I
over
got a
the
gift
littlest
card,
stuff.
okay, and I can't use it for my antenna. Okay, that's fine. I'll either use it for something else. Like Tom was saying, this is what I was saying. They have all kinds of other stuff. If not, give it to someone. Go to the junkyard, unscrew your antenna, and put another one in it. Why?
No, when everybody starts digging heels, and it's just, yeah,
What's life worth? I mean, really? You know what I'm saying? So unhappy, these people.
But as a store, though, they need to go above and be honest. Like, if that didn't work, just go get the guy. If this guy can go buy a mask, they can buy a mask and put it on his truck.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, make the customer happy.
No, they are not handling it right either.
No.
But they don't owe him anything.
I'm not saying they owe him cash, but I'm just saying that,
They're hiding behind their
they're putting their hands up. No, that's not our fault.
They're full of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, take care of your customer. They advertise it. I mean, how much, like we talked about, how much do you spend to get a new customer?
No, I know it.
So for $75, let's piss this guy off and everybody listening. Geniuses. I don't get it. Just
that's true too. That's true too.
You know, this whole week,
good point. Yeah.
the angriest people we've had have been over the littlest.
But people are on it.
People what now, Clint? The angriest people are what?
It's over the littlest things this whole week.
They're very unhappy people.
It's been.
But you run into it. I mean, you were just talking about the other guy.
You don't get it very often, though.
You gotta hear it. You gotta try to work around it.
We did.
The best customers you end up with are the ones you save, not the ones you lose.
Oh, I know. I think there's a lot of those guys and stuff. They do that and that's how they handle their whole life.
Oh, right.
I don't know, but you can read through that. This guy just wants to get that on that.
I don't know about the best customers, Kevin.
You guys see more.
The best customers that you save or the best customers you have. I don't know about that. For instance,
not all the time, but I think a lot of times.
Really?
I mean, they really appreciate you going the extra mile.
Are customers that are reasonable.
Well, there's abusers to everything.
And just have good energy. People that just have good energy.
They're few, but
there's abusers to everything. I'm not saying it's all true, but you know.
Well, you hear some of the Costco stories. Well, someone will bring something back 5 years later and demand a.
Oh God!
They do it at Walmart too.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff. When stores started doing that, They opened
I
it
saw
up.
a guy bringing in dead trees from a year ago or something, dead plants, because they give them a 12, a year warranty or
One of my
something.
granddaughters works at Walmart. Said these people bring in wore-out shoes.
Yeah.
Completely worn-out.
But what I'm saying, stores that did that, and they open it up to people like that. Those people, they're
Take
just
advantage of it.
scums of the earth.
No, it was like Starbucks, what they're opening here.
Starbucks screwed up. That manager screwed up. They're only in there a couple minutes, and he just kicks them out.
Yeah,
I mean,
now
what kind of
they
manager
have
is
homeless
that?
people living in the restrooms.
Yeah.
They can't throw them out.
No, that's going to happen.
No, that is happening.
They had a loitering problem at that specific Starbucks.
Oh.
Did they?
Yes.
Yeah.
But they said they're only in there for a couple minutes.
But that was just, I think, a cause of the other problems where they're just on kind of high alert for people not consuming goods in the store.
But for the manager to kick them out like that manager was...
I don't even know what happened. What happened? The manager, after a couple of
Well,
days,
they called the cops to kick them out. And they arrested them.
And what was the manager's reason for doing that?
They were in there taking a bath.
No, but the community...
No, they were not.
Weren't the homeless people?
But yeah, there's more.
I'm sorry. We're having
There's more to that, though. The police are the ones that encourage the businesses to call them.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Please call us. Don't confront people on your own. Please call us. We got to.
But there was nothing to call about.
No. They overreacted. But it
He was
just.
just standing there.
But they were only like 2 minutes there, is what they said.
Yeah,
They were only
yeah.
in there for 2 minutes.
And now the corporate, I was just hearing on the thing, corporate opened it up, says anybody's welcome there as well, and whenever. And now they have to call the fire department to open the door because there's homeless people actually living in the
They're locking themselves in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Careful what you wish
We're
for.
at. Yeah. I decided to read that. That's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
I
I
thought
don't
you
know
were talking-
Starbucks anyway.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the ones because they had some people in there taking a bath and there's water running out from under the door.
So when I do the coin shows out in Long Beach, which I got another one coming up, the Starbucks in Long Beach, you have to enter a code to go to their bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys
That's what
remember,
Starbucks says.
do you guys remember at airports you have to pay to go to the bathroom?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yep.
Hey, Mark, we had somebody call in.
Yeah, and I felt bad. I was going to say that what happened was I told Suzanne that I would be in, on Friday, and then I took my phone off and went out in the property working, and then I got the text like 9.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Ted's got a comment on the antenna. Go ahead, Ted. What's your comment?
Hey, Tom. I gotta say, I'm on Bob's side, Bob the antenna man.
Why is that?
Here, look at it this way. Everybody knows that you can pay your IRS tax debt with iTunes gift card. That's probably why he's not in jail, because he paid his IRS tax debt with iTunes gift cards. You can buy anything with any gift card.
Oh, you can't, but you're just kidding, I hope, right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
He's saying, no, I know what he's saying. He's saying, why not? You have a gift card, you can even pay your taxes with it. But, yeah, thank you for that. Okay, by the way, Century RV is one of our sponsors. Today is Car Day, and I wanted to let you know they're having a big summer blowout. You got to look at their used stuff, man. It is unbelievable. Summer's actually the slow season for RVs because people buy them and use them in the winter to go south. So if you're looking for it, it's the 32,000 square foot showroom just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. They also have a place, a big giant place up north as well on the 119 turnoff to Longmont and I-25, and a service department as well. 303-453-1111, CenturyRV.com. And it is Car Day, so it's apropos to mention them. So listen, let's talk about, though, your problem, Adriana, because you've waited a while, so go ahead. And I'm sorry it took so long. What's going on, Adriana?
Good morning,
Hey,
Tom.
what's happening?
Listener,
Thank you.
And I use your referral list
Thank
all
you.
the time.
Thank you.
The Pro Auto and Budget A1,
Good.
XL Roofing, et cetera, et cetera.
Good. Tell me about GMC, this 4x4.
Okay, Tom, I have a 2005 4x4, 4-door. The Blue Book is around 3,500. I have 198,000 miles on it.
Was it well maintained? Did you have it from new?
Yes, sir. And I took it to Budget A1 a year ago because I was concerned. I have a 17-year-old girl. She drove it this year, but I'm lucky enough to have brought a new car. And I don't...
Man, those used pickup trucks, they will go quickly. A 4x4. I would recommend...
But I don't want to put it on Craigslist.
No, Blinker. Blinker is the safest way to do it. Blinker.com.
Okay.
Now listen, I'm telling you, they're great. You just download the app on your phone. It's self-explanatory. You'll take a photograph of the rear with the license plate on it. It will then read the make, model, the license plate. It'll gather all your information. It'll give you an estimated value. You can ask for more if you want. And listen to this. They qualify the buyers. You never have to, they can see it in a public place. They have places you can meet. But you never have to worry about checks or anything because they wire the money straight from the buyer to you, and they make sure it's the person who contacts you through verifying their license. I'm telling you, it's really good. It's called Blinker.com, and it's on the smartphone. It's Blinker. That's a very easy way to do it. Or you can drive it up to Rockies and just have them buy it, but they're only gonna pay wholesale.
Yes, Tom. I was actually hoping to just have one of your listeners buy it.
We can do that too. We can put the word out.
Because I don't want to really. I want to pay it forward.
But can I explain something? You want to get someone in need?
Well, I kind of just want some money from. It's the Blue Book is about $3,500. I was thinking about maybe $1,500 to $2,000.
Oh my goodness, that's a scream. Yeah. I'd take it for $1,500, but I won't do it.
New tires, new brakes, new windshield.
Listen, man,
the truck's worth about $5,000 to $6,000.
That's worth about $5,000 or $6,000. Listen, if you're willing to take $1,500 to
$2,000.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. You got to hold on. We got to find a way to do this because someone listening, man, a 4x4 pickup truck with 4 doors, new tires, new brakes, well maintained. You had it since new, 198,000 miles. GMC, okay, you hold on, and we'll talk about that and more. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. We'll tell you how to get a stab at this truck. She only wants $1,500. What, are you kidding me? Stay tuned. That'll hold them over.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll buy it for that.
Oh my God, that is one hell of a deal.
Yeah, market it. We'll do a little proxy deal. Somebody else for us,
Yeah, 15. That's crazy. 1,500.
Well, we might as well just donate it if we can sell it for 15.
No, here's the deal, man. We got to really make sure she doesn't get ripped. I want somebody in need.
But either that or get her value for it. She can donate the money if she wants.
You know what? That's better.
Yeah.
Is to get the value.
We can recommend that.
She doesn't want, I guess, the hassle.
Well, but Blinker's not a hassle. That's the thing.
Right.
That's the easiest way to sell a car there is.
Maybe we could broker it for her.
Sell it for her, sure.
The best value anywhere, and I can attest to it. So if you're having a problem, don't overpay.
Oh, the people call those.
Yeah, so I'm sorry that I didn't respond.
No, that's fine.
All right, thank you.
I was just curious. They have no real value.
What is it? What was the question? The coin question?
Oh, it's the late at night things where they sell the commemorative coins.
Yeah, the gold plated.
Does by weight.
Yeah.
They have
not made sets and proof sets. They don't.
No. They're collectible as far as just commemorative coins.
Yeah.
They're gold plated with.
U.S. commemorative coins were like Danbury Mint, Franklin Mint.
Gold, Franklin Mint.
Yeah.
Okay, Franklin Mint, all that other stuff, because it's not made by the U.S. Mint. It's just old bullion.
Yeah.
If it's gold plated, well, if it's gold plated over silver, which is 1 ounce of silver, gold plated, then it's just worth silver.
But they're selling them for like $9.
If it's gold plated, it's not worth anything.
Yeah, that's my exact thought. My wife buys silver, and she only buys it by weight. Period.
Yeah.
Even though maybe some of the coins may have some numismatic value.
Numismatic
value. I never get that one right.
I don't either.
Numismatic value. She doesn't even deal that way. She just deals with weight. Period. And
so when she buys silver, what is she buying? Sterling silver? What is she buying?
She'll buy anything. Sterling.
Yeah, stay away from sterling silver.
Well,
so don't tell her 9.25, 92.5%. But when you don't buy any sterling.
She buys mostly
unless
bullion.
it's like really discounted.
Yeah, she buys mostly bullion.
What is this? The value's just not there?
Well, because it's not pure silver,
yeah.
Then you have to sell it. You have to go to a refinery to sell it, and they take a percentage out of refining it. And then people who want to invest in bullion, they don't want sterling anyway. But you can buy sterling commemoratives from the Franklin Mint, the Danbury Mint, Oh, they have all kinds of, like Happy Mother's Day and all this, Civil War heroes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth anything. You're paying big premiums on that stuff. It's just a bunch of junk.
She buys and sells on Craigslist all the time, but she only does business with cash and only does business in the lobby of Wheat Ridge PD. She'll meet him in the lobby of Wheat Ridge PD. You know why? Because she's either buying or selling silver.
How does she know it's actual silver?
You can test it, but
There's a chemical you can put.
Yeah,
really?
you got a chemical.
And it doesn't hurt the...
No, and also, but mostly the bullion stuff that has brand name, real big brand name on silver.
And the chemical does ruin it. It stains it. Okay. Puts a color on it, yeah.
But there's a brand name, real well-known brand name on bullion that she buys mostly. And if you buy that, you can really trust it. She weighs it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of companies.
But gold and stuff, so, I mean, if it's not printed on there, you don't know what carat it is.
You gotta be careful. You gotta know what you're looking at.
Yeah, silver's a little safer.
You know, let's say it's like a $20. Let's say it's like
a
$20 double eagle. They made those in counterfeit. You know, so you have to know what you're looking at. You make sure it's not counterfeit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And double eagles are .9675 pure.
You can mic them and weigh them.
Yeah.
Because they have to get
A lot
the
of
weight
the
up.
counterfeits, though, are really
They're the
pretty
same
good.
size.
Well, you said mic them and weigh them. You got to do more than mic them and weigh them. You'd have to almost drop it in like, who's that guy that go Eureka? You got to put it in water and see what it displaces and then weigh it. Because if you just mic it and stuff, that's not going to give you...
She mics them to me because a lot of the fakes, they made the coin bigger.
Ah, gotcha.
To make the weight come out.
Where is she miking? What kind of a coin?
Just like gold coin. Well, she buys very few gold
So
coins.
the thickness or the
Both.
diameter? Okay.
Both, because if it's a fake, if it's not gold all the way through and it's a fake.
Yeah, but a lot of planchets, though, have to be very close. That's not the way to do it. Weigh them would be the one thing.
Yeah, she weighs
because
them.
there's a determined weight for certain types of coins.
What happened on some of the counterfeits, though, they weighed right because they made the coin bigger.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So that's why she might weigh them and mic them.
Gotcha.
Anyway, that's what she recommends. She doesn't deal it much. Very seldom does gold. Almost always silver because it's so much safer.
Silver, so.
But you heard of Archimedes, right? He's one that they thought a gold crown wasn't gold, but if he really cut it apart, it would ruin the crown and stuff. And he was in his bathtub thinking when he jumped in the bathtub, the water came out. He says, Eureka, Eureka. So if he took it and put it in the water thing and displaced the water, you'd know the volume and then weigh it. And that way you could find out how much is.
Yeah.
And you're kind of doing that with a miking,
She might stick
assuming that the thick, or you do
Yeah, just stick with brand name bullion, and you're fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The bullion has it's right in it, it's cast in it or whatever. I can't think of that real common brand name.
We got J&M bullion.
It's but doing the business of the police station, that's the best thing ever.
I'll bet.
In the lobby of the PD, because then the people, you know, they're coming with cash. They don't know if they're not going to get robbed.
Sure. Engelhard, you got
Engelhard. That's it.
Hey, got a question on the cash. You see if we got a counterfeit bill?
Was at a gas station a couple days ago.
It's just we didn't know if we did.
$20 bill.
Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. If you need anyone to help you buy or sell real estate, you won't ever do better. 920-1622, 303-920-1622. We've been talking to a woman that this is an incredible follow-up. By the way, this is a consumer help show. We take complaints, take your phone calls, work behind the scenes, solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints, recovering hundreds of millions of dollars over the many, 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 many years. So thank you for being here. Today is card day. I have Mark with me from Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, and Kevin from Sheridan Auto Tech, and of course our deputies. And Mark and Suzanne are off today, celebrating the graduation of their son. I call it the relief. All right. Anyway, Adriana has a 2005 GMC 4x4 pickup with 4 doors. And I think she said 4-door, didn't she? new brakes, new tires, new windshield. 198,000 miles. She said it was meticulously maintained. She wants to get rid of it. But she wants to help people. She wants to find someone who will appreciate it and can use a deal. So I don't want to just put this out to the rich guy down the street who has a son he wants to give a truck to beat up. I want somebody who will appreciate it. But it's up to Adriana. She can sell it to anyone she wants. She said $1,500 to $2,000. That's a steal. That is a steal. We can put the information out for somebody who wants it. But Adriana, do you want to put any conditions on this at all?
Yeah, exactly. I want someone that needs it and wants to work, and it does need a little work, like the battery.
Yeah.
I talked to Alec Pro Auto.
Yeah.
And he says I needed to do this test, but I didn't want to pay for it. I said
no.
I just want to do all this, and he said it could be. So the battery, he says, well, you probably need a new battery. You're probably going to need to check it. So, you know,
listen, Adriana, at $1,500, it's a steal. If they had to put in another $2,000, they would be ahead of the game. I mean,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
I don't see any way someone can go wrong for $1,500, in my opinion. But so you want us to help screen.
Yeah, well, I just don't want to meet anybody in some parking lot or anything. I just need to get my daughter's scooter running. And
what I suggest we do, I'm serious, I suggest that we ask people to email us, and then we'll go through them, and if we find someone and run it by you that you think is deserving, then we'll run the deal through Blinker just to keep it safe, because they know how to. They'll do all our paperwork and everything, and we'll make sure you know what to do and when to do it. You don't have to worry about meeting people. What's that?
I'll send you some pictures.
Good, you do that. And then when we get the buyer, we will do that. Now you can send the pictures to my private email that Daphne will give you, and off the air. Then for anyone listening, if you are interested in this unbelievable, extraordinary deal, a 2005 GMC pickup, and you said it's a 4-door king cab, right?
Yes, sir. It's a 4-door king cab, and it's the Inferno, the orange one.
Yeah. And also, it has 4-wheel drive. You have new tires, new brakes, and new windshield.
Control, yeah, the CD player doesn't work. You know, little
sure. Yeah. You had it from new, 198,000 miles, but you only want $1,500. They may have to buy a battery. Who cares?
I bought it from Rolly too.
You bought it from Rolly. Oh my gosh, it gets better and better. Okay, so here's what we're talking about. If anyone is interested in this for $1,500. You email us. We're going to screen it. We want someone who needs it for work or needs it as a family or whatever. And what a great work truck. And you can also take your kids in it, 4-door. So please, we want someone slightly in need. Now, you don't have to be destitute and on the street. In fact, you may not be able to insure it and register it. But if we're looking for someone in a niche. We're going to do the screening here, and we'll run it through our charity account, not our legal charity. We do it a charity account, meaning everything in, everything out, everything in, everything out. So, okay, here is the email. And you put on in the header, want the truck, or whatever. It's live@troubleshooter.com. That's the email, okay? live@troubleshooter.com. live@troubleshooter.com. Guys, you know, we won't do this because we don't want to ace anyone out of this, but I would buy it in a second for $1,500 to have a truck like that in a second. Unbelievable. Mike, what's going on with your Tacoma transmission?
Yes, sir. It's a 2016 Tacoma, and when you back up, stop, and then go to put it in drive, you hear it's clicking and doesn't grab a gear, and then it'll grab, and then it'll go. Taking it to the dealership, and they said they can't duplicate the problem.
But don't you have a computer readout of any kind?
Nothing.
Yeah, if it's got a delayed engagement, Mike, there might not be a trouble code for that pops up in the computer. So it sounds like to me there's a delayed engagement, which most likely could be because of the fluid level.
Okay. And it's an intermittent issue, too. So
It could be that simple.
It could be, too, that the fluid is aerating. If that's
how about
an
a
issue.
transmission service? That might take care of it?
That's what I was just going to say.
And even though it's only got 13,000 miles on it?
Well, it all depends. It could have a problem with the filter inside the transmission that's causing air to get into the hydraulics, which would cause a delayed engagement. So it just needs to be checked out. I'm sure if we duplicate it, we can figure it out for you.
What is the transmission service on that, the whole thing?
Oh, it's probably about a $280
and that's
service.
Is that dropping the pan?
Yes, absolutely. That's the only way to do it. Remove the pan, change the filter, retorque the valve body, fill it up with the right amount of fluid, and you're good to go.
But first, they want to check it to be sure you're not just spending that for nothing.
Yep, it's an AC 60 series transmission, so yeah, we can figure it out.
Okay. And Tom, I also wanted to tell you that within 10 minutes of sending an email to Cam Solar, I had an appointment with Kurt to have them come out and do an estimate, and that was after calling Excel, getting the usage and everything.
Good.
Under 10 minutes, we had an appointment set up.
Good. I'd like to know how that goes, because it's really, I like the buying part of it rather than leasing. It doesn't complicate your house sale if you ever sell. But keep us informed on the process. I'd love to know about it. Brett wants to talk about his diesel truck emission system. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Tom.
Hey, what's happening with your truck?
Well, it's a fun story, I guess. Not for me, but so we purchased a 2012 Dodge Ram 5500 from Central Autos out of Castle Rock.
Yeah.
And within 100 miles on these newer trucks, they have a DEF, or diesel emission fluid system on them. And the check engine light and service the DEF system light came on. Drove it for another 50 miles, and then it said, go another 100 or so miles, and the truck will no longer start if you continue without getting the truck serviced. So I brought it up to Central Auto's attention, and they said, well, we really don't know what's wrong with it. We had the truck checked out. Everything should be good.
Okay, so
what do you ask?
What do you guys think?
What?
Well, what's the problem?
Yeah, I mean,
So
we haven't.
They said, basically, what's our exposure here? And I said, I have no idea.
Well, we haven't heard the problem.
So we agreed to take it to their preferred shop, someone that they trust,
Brett,
and that's
hold on.
Douglas County Diesel.
Brett, hold on. You're assuming we know a lot more than we know.
No.
What is the issue?
The issue is once we took it to Douglas County Diesel, and they took a look at it, the emission system, someone had cut out all the wiring and short-circuited the entire emission system.
When did they do this?
Before we purchased the truck.
And you purchased it from a dealer?
Yes, Central Autos.
And there's no way they could sell it under those conditions.
That's what we thought.
Yeah, but hold on. But this is going to be really important, Brett. They sell it with a 3-day voucher, and if you don't get it done within that 3 days or found out, they don't have to own up to it. They can claim that you did it. Now, did you get a 3-day voucher? That's a simple yes or no.
No.
Then they did an illegal sale. They sold you that without a 3-day voucher. Is that right, Brett?
I would have to re-go back through the paperwork.
Okay, and the only way they can sell it without that, allowing you to get an emissions, is if they sold it as a tow-away.
They did not.
Is Castle Rock in the emissions program?
Yeah, we paid $35,000 for this truck.
Well, did you call them and tell them that listen, this truck can never pass emissions?
We did, and they said that's when we agreed to take it to a shop that they trust, hence Douglas County Diesel.
Right. So what are they going to do about it? They have to make it right or undo the deal.
So once they found out it was about $6,000 in damage to the truck, now they're starting to backtrack, saying we don't really want to take care of it anymore.
But they have to then refund the money and undo the deal, or if they lose their dealer license, Brett.
That's what I offered to them, that if the truck is such a great deal, even with the repairs and everything, then
listen, Clint, you got to call them immediately. They don't understand. They're going to lose their dealer license. If they sell that thing without an emissions thing in it system, they broke the law.
Well, they're claiming that Douglas County Diesel passed it for emissions, and that's how they sold it.
It doesn't matter. They did not allow you to get an emissions. The dealers have to give you a new emission sticker. How are they getting around that?
Well, we're early on in the. It's still at Douglas County Diesel.
It doesn't matter. Brett, you better be damn sure you did not get a 3-day voucher.
And would that be in the original paperwork?
Yes, and first of all, did you take it to be tested within the first 3 days?
No.
Okay, well, if you have a 3-day voucher, you're going to be a very sorry person. Very sorry. You better go through the paperwork. There will be a voucher that allows you to get an emission sticker within 3 days. They guarantee it.
Gotcha.
Please check that out. We're going to call this place. What's the name of the dealer again?
It's Central Autos, and the
where are they located?
In Castle Rock.
I don't know how the hell they feel they can get away with this. Central Auto. Hold on. Hold on, Brett. Do you live in a pollution controlled area?
We do, yeah.
Okay.
It'll be out of Adams County.
Man, I don't understand this, guys. Can you think of any way they can sell that truck or car without a voucher? Go ahead, Daff.
Unless they disclose it.
No, you can't. No.
The only disclosure is a towaway.
It has to be a towaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone just called and said that diesels, they don't give out vouchers, only for gas driven.
Oh, okay, that could be who, but I don't know about that. Really? So you're saying that a diesel does not have to pass emissions to be sold?
No, they have to pass it, or they have to give him.
They sell it with an emission.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Well, I don't know if that's true. Can you call Bob, the car guy? I haven't talked to him in a long time. But Brett, did you have an active system, an active one on when you bought it, an active sticker?
So that's where I think they're coming from, is that they claim that Douglas County Diesel passed it
okay,
for them in order to sell it.
Does it have an emission sticker? That's a yes or no too.
I'm assuming in the paperwork it has some emission paperwork.
There's an emission sticker. No sticker, guys. No, nothing to show on the door. Nothing. Okay, so.
Well, it's not a brand new truck. It's a 2012.
Okay, here's the deal. I honest to God don't know if they get a pass because it's a diesel and all they have to do is have it active. I don't know that. But I would sue them under the guise that it would never have passed the visual to begin with, or something. No, it would have passed a visual. It was burned out.
It's tampered with, though. That's the bottom line.
Anyway, hold on. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Clint, before you call, we need to clarify if a diesel needs a voucher. It may not need a voucher. Maybe Douglas County Diesel. Let's call them. Okay, let's figure out what they're going to say. I'm Tom Martino, and I hope you never need wink and wink bankruptcy attorneys. They do Chapter 13s and Chapter 7s. They're really good people if you do need them. A husband and wife team have compassion and passion for your situation. If you're in trouble, you lost a job, maybe a divorce, maybe a death in the family, winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock.
It's a bit of a crazy.
That's an $8,000 to $10,000 car.
I was going to say, I looked up the blue book on it too. It was $11,000. A $1,500 truck. I don't know where she's getting her value.
She would be better to sell it or have us sell it, whatever, and then donate it to a charity that she wants. Yeah. Because for us to find out, to really track up somebody who's
somebody's going to buy it and resell it and make some money, so don't.
Absolutely.
Get that woman back on.
I mean, I don't have the exact
woman back on.
No, I don't either, but I was playing on KVB2, and I got 11,000 on mine.
I said 8 to 10, and I put just standard equipment.
Yeah.
We can always buy it and sell it for her and put the money in our charity account.
But she needs, or unless she wants, because she's not going to get any tax deal if she just sells it for under the deal.
What do you mean tax deal?
Well, it's not like you're trying to get out of loss. You can't write it off.
She's not going to do a charity thing.
No.
Whereas
she won't do it with us either, though. I mean, we don't.
Correct.
My charity's not up and running.
But there's got to be a better way than just. Like
Let somebody take advantage of that.
Yeah, I think so. I would just, yeah. She
I
could do
understand
more.
what she's saying. She doesn't want people coming to her house.
Absolutely.
And I don't
I
blame
totally
her.
agree.
I don't
Totally
blame her.
agree. She wants this the easy thing, but she's leaving a lot of money on the table, and she could do a lot better money.
I've got a big parking. I mean, she wants to park it up there and let Blinker do their thing, and they can leave it up there and do the transaction up there.
There you go. And just like that, it's just like that car that we still got sitting up there.
Oh, yeah.
We can't find a good person for
Wait,
that.
we have a car?
Well, yeah, it's sitting at,
About a year, yeah.
It's the one we're gonna give to Patrick.
What is it?
It's a little Escort, but it's a standard transmission. That's what
And
eliminates.
it looks crappy, but
It's ugly. It's
but
ugly.
it's probably got great gas mileage.
Well, somebody just put a water pump and timing belt, everything on it. You know, we went through it. It's got new brakes. It's got new, you know.
But it's hard to pick someone who's gonna be, and that's what's gonna happen this year. You know,
My point is, I have the room for it. If she wants to drop it off there and Blinker can do their thing, and she doesn't have to,
good, yeah,
you know, sell it for her. I don't want anything for it. I'm just saying it's just.
Why aren't I seeing new posts on our Facebook page? I don't understand.
What was that, Don?
I'm not seeing the new posts. Like the video Mark put up yesterday, none of those are showing up. They're buried now.
What video? Oh, the plane. Somebody said that. They seen it.
Yeah, but it's all buried. I mean, where is it going right now? I don't understand.
But someone said they seen about your
Oh,
helicopter.
here it is. Okay.
No, I was a coin show, Mark. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Is it a success if you're buying or selling or both?
Well, if you're not selling, then you just, the old saying goes, you gotta buy your way out of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just gotta look for good deals that you can.
Does that get harder and harder though to really make a good deal?
No.
Or you get some
Yeah,
people.
you just gotta know how to grade coins.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta know the market and how to grade coins and who buys the coins and.
Because not everybody buys everything that's out there.
Yeah, true. I'll buy anything I can make a buck on though. Maybe I can flip it real quick.
Now the prices change, like you said, Long Beach, from Long Beach to Colorado. Is there different? Like you can buy something there that you can't touch here or anything. You know, like sometimes cars you can do.
Well, they have more higher end coins, like say coins from 100,000 to 5 million.
Wow.
Lots of them.
I got a question. Does
Does
California try to take their cut in that? Or?
All right, listen. Adriana was the one that said she has a GMC pickup, 4x4 King cab, new tires, new brakes, new windshield, 198,000 miles, and it's like amazing that she said she only wants like $1,500 for it. We looked that up, and her value's way off. That thing is worth almost 10 grand, if not anywhere for sure between 6 and 10 grand, and that's even not perfect. And she says it might need a battery. But I wonder, Adriana, are you sure of this price of $1,500? Because this thing is worth 6 to 10 grand easy.
Well, which blue book are you using, Tom? Because it's a Colorado, a GMC Colorado.
Oh, wait. Is that a smaller one? Is that the miniature?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what we're missing, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we're missing.
So sorry,
Okay.
Tom.
No, don't be sorry. That in my opinion is better. It's a smaller truck. It's better in my opinion. I love those little Colorados. I mean, that is
my best friend is a mechanic at FedEx. His name is Jim, and he told me it was probably worth about, I don't know, $4,000 to $5,000.
Yeah,
like that.
I would say 5,000. Is the body? Do you have any dents?
I do have one dent in the front of the chrome bumper. You could just change out the bumper.
Oh, who cares, right? That's
but it gives it character, I think.
You have, listen, I'm telling you, you have a really good truck. Okay, I just wanted to run that by you. Now we know it's the Colorado. That's okay. That's to clarify. Guys, if you're interested, live at troubleshooter.com, we're going to be going through them, finding out someone who's in need, not destitute, just and someone who can really use it for the family or for work. Wow, that's cool. Okay, now we're still trying to find out about the emissions. Did you get Bob the car guy on yet, Daff? Bob the car guy, if we can get him, we need to get some clarification. Or if someone knows about the emission program a little more than we do as far as does the diesel have to have the voucher or just an existing tag or existing test? Annette, what's your problem? Annette, well, how can we help?
Hi, Tom. Thank you for taking my call.
What's happening?
My best friend has a 2003 Hummer H2, and he's replacing all of the suspension parts. And when he goes to the tie rods, we can't get the inner tie rod off.
Huh.
We've tried penetrating oil. We've tried breaker bars.
Guys, is that a common thing?
Heat, a torch.
Yep, torch.
We tried a torch.
Well, then you may need to cut the tie rod and put a socket over it, take it off.
Now, what do you mean by that? Well, you
cut
it.
There's a nut where a jam nut where it bolts onto the
rod.
tie rod, and the rod's long, so you can't get a tube or a socket over it. So you cut the shaft off of the tie rod you're replacing.
Oh,
and
because you're going to replace it anyway.
And you just use a socket with an impact.
Yeah, but would even a socket work if they've tried a breaker bar and everything? For goodness' sake,
just a lot more torque on a impact.
So,
okay.
But they don't. You probably don't have access to that, right? Because you're doing it yourself.
We don't have impact tools, but we've tried all the other stuff.
Well, do you know what he's talking about when he says to cut that tie rod so you can get? Why can't you get a? Go ahead.
Well, I watched a YouTube video where they actually did that. So I was just trying to see if there was anything else aside from that.
Man, you used heat, and it did not work.
Yes, correct.
Doesn't heat expand both parts, though? That's what I've always
it just loosens them. It helps.
It does help.
Yeah, it does. Or you could just take the whole bar, put it on a press, and just press it right out.
What? How do you get it up on a press?
You just take the whole bar out that the tire rod goes to, then put it on a press, and press the tire rod right off of the shaft.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's another one. Hey, so this H2, it's an 03. Do you like it?
He loves it.
I love them too. I think they're cute.
He's almost replaced everything.
Oh, that's the H2, the bigger one. I like those, man.
Yeah.
You can really deck them out to look really nice. I like them. 303-713-8255. Tammy, what's happening with you, Tammy?
Yes, I thank you for taking my call.
Yes, Tammy.
And my son had gotten a DWI back in 2004, and it's still on his record.
Well, when you say on his record, of course it is. I mean, this is a criminal record you're talking about, or are you talking about an auto record?
A
traffic. There's two.
If he goes to do anything with his traffic, like if he wanted to go get a job that...
Right, but that's showing up on a criminal profile. It's not showing up, I don't think, on his driver's license.
Well, how else would they get that then? I mean,
criminal. It's a criminal background. They do. When they check a background, your crimes don't drop off.
Okay.
Unfortunately, even if you're charged and never convicted, or the charges are totally bogus and dropped, it shows up unless you get it expunged. But because, you know, I feel bad for innocent people, and I went through that where you're charged and it's dropped. But here's the deal. It still shows up unless you have to go for an actual expungement. And even though it's a long story, expungement didn't help in my case because I'm a public figure and people just heard about it. But here's the deal. When people have been falsely accused, you can have it removed. But if this is a real deal, it's on there, and it's going to stay on there. They don't expunge, you know, convictions. So it's too bad, but that's what it is. That's why I tell people, man, it's no small thing. And it really affects you at DUI or DWAI. 303-713-8255. We're racing through these. I promised you, didn't I? Okay, Yanni. What's happening, Yanni? Yanni? Or Yanni. I'm sorry. Yanni.
Johnny.
Yeah, Yanni. What's happening?
Hey, so my wife this weekend decided she wanted to trade her Jeep in on a Tahoe.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was cold Saturday, so we didn't check it. And then Monday, we turned on the AC, and the AC doesn't work. So,
but did you buy it as is?
Yes.
Oh, man. What did the dealer say? It could be minor, by the way. Do you know what's wrong with it?
Yeah, we took it to our mechanic, and he said that one of the compressor tubes has a leak in it, so they have to replace the whole compressor.
Wait, do you?
Sorry, condenser.
The condenser, yes, the condenser.
And on those, you got to take the whole front end off the Tahoe.
Oh, God. How much is this going to cost?
I think he said $1,200.
Did you call? Listen, I don't think you have a strong case to say they have to fix it, but It seems to me that they would. I mean, if they, not that they would, or they even should, but that they would help in some way. No, what happened?
We took it back Monday. They looked at it.
Where did you buy it?
Echo Park in Stapleton.
Okay, Echo Park. And so, what did they say?
So they told my wife that you didn't get a warranty. Tough luck. We're booked out until June 11th, so bring it back then and we'll see what we can do. And then we'll talk about pricing. But, you know, I always thought there was a 72-hour law in Colorado. I guess that's not true anymore.
It was never true. A 72-hour law for what?
Any return on any purchase.
Never, ever, ever. No, ever. That is the biggest myth. I can't believe it's still perpetrated. That the right to rescind. No. Yeah, I mean there are some very, very rare exceptions. The reason I don't even like talking about those exceptions is because everyone assumes there's 72 hours. Like, for example, a door-to-door sale, you have a 3-day right to rescind. Or if you meet someone that is not the normal place of doing business. Also, when you put your house up as collateral, and then what else? And then anywhere else by statute. For example, if a statute gives you, like I think health clubs and certain things, but no, there is no 72-hour law. God, I just wish people would know that. I wish they would know that. This sucks, man. Yanni, this sucks. And, you know, I just can't believe they're saying that to you.
Did they represent that everything was perfect or anything like that?
Yeah, like, Yanni, do you think that they lied to you in any way?
No, but, I mean, you know, we did sign the paper of saying it's mediation if there was a verbal agreement. And I'm wondering if it's advertised as air conditioning, it should have air conditioning.
That's right. And then, hold on, but then they're going to say, under the as-is, they couldn't tell you that it's working perfectly. But, you know, you might want to try. I mean, but, you know, mediation's going to cost you. It's not as much as a lawsuit, but it's pretty expensive.
Well, it's not worth the $1,200 I can spend to fix it.
God, that sucks. It really sucks, Yanni, and I feel badly about it. I really do. I don't feel strongly about going after him for it. I don't think it's cool.
This is Denver's Talk Station.
He said he didn't think it was cool.
I called Douglas County Diesel.
Yep.
That truck's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't know that before I went in there.
Yeah.
They said,
The car guy did not want to come on the radio, but he was really busy.
They're the
But
ones
he
who
said,
did the emissions. They did
was
the
it the emissions
repairs.
question you wanted me to ask
Yeah.
him? He said, absolutely,
changed
they have to
beds on
have
the
an
truck.
emissions test.
And when they did, they
It
spliced
is
the
a different
wire
place,
wrong.
it's mechanic.
So,
Messed
hold
up
on.
a lot of stuff. But
So it has
nobody
to be done
Whether
after
it's,
sale?
whether it's a private sale
okay.
or
Not the way
whether
the guy
it's
said.
No,
it has to
because
be
it was put back together.
they
there
have
was
to have
no-
an emissions test.
Okay, I'm told they have to have a new test by Bob, the car guy. I don't know. if
There's
they have
another
to-
guy on hold who knows all about this
Okay,
too.
good.
It would have passed.
I don't know, huh?
It would have passed.
It would have won.
Nobody
Without
got it.
any admissions.
Why would it have?
Because there was, I talked to Chad King
He said it
over.
was gutted.
Hold on.
No, it's not that.
Just wait. What did he say?
Chad King over at Douglas County Diesel
Yeah.
said that no indicator lights were on, no history of any problem was on the computer, nothing. Somebody put a bed on that truck and they miswired the DF system.
But it still passes today.
It would pass. Technically, it would technically would
What
pass.
would fail?
Because visually it.
A chart doesn't show visually. What? Tell me.
Yeah, visually everything's there.
So everything works. It passes.
Well, it's all wired wrong. It doesn't work.
But it passes.
Yeah, he said it would pass, so I don't know why they're doing.
Well, it's not wired, right? It's not gonna pass.
Well, what does he mean? You got to get clarification because a visual won't show anything. Visuals won't show wiring. So where will it fail? If it would, it either fails or passes.
Yeah, I gotta ask him again.
Just please, because we need to clarify that.
Because he said that there's no light, there's no check engine light on when you go in the
Well,
thing.
then
There's
what
no history
would
problem.
then would it pass right now? Right now would it pass? And if not,
And if
why?
not, why?
If not,
Right.
just ask him why.
I said the wire is all
Yep,
cut
yep,
off.
yep.
That's illegal.
It's not cut though.
Right.
Yeah.
Put a different bed on
Put a
it.
different bed and miswired it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, he said it was all cut off, and that's
Maybe he
illegal.
doesn't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I was under the impression that there were things
Like they
missing.
removed it, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, what, you know, they got the urea thing for diesels and stuff, so do you think it's not using the urea thing?
It may or may not, I don't know.
But they will still pass emissions if they don't go through the urea?
All that does is cleanse the catalytic converter when it does its regeneration.
Oh, really?
That fluid is used for the regen of the catalytic converter. That's all its function is.
Okay.
So once, yeah, I mean, just normal operation.
So that saves catalytic converter
Yeah,
then?
it scrubs them out, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's how that works.
It's like when you're up on a highway, you know, it waits till you're, you know, a lot of guys will take them for a ride because you start getting check engine lights because you haven't been on the highway long enough. So you gotta like drive up to Wyoming and back to get it to regenerate so it'll stop dinging at you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How's your dad doing?
Yeah, got me crazy. Had him convinced that he shouldn't be driving anymore. And 89. And then he and my mom got in kind of a big argument going to church this past Sunday. He wanted to drive and he insisted on it.
And Mom said, no, I'll drive.
Well, she tried and he was
took over.
Determined.
That's a tough one for...
And he's coming out here in July for my niece's wedding. And we had a driver hired for him to pick him up, take him to the airport. And, you know,
Sure.
he canceled the driver. He wants to drive to the airport now. That's a 100-mile drive from where he is in Florida to Orlando.
Oh, man.
Geez, I'd rather have a driver. Because like you say, going through the airport, it's like, this exit, you know, that's the...
Well, and, you know, physically he's starting to show his age, you know, so, I mean, you don't need to park in outline parking and hoof it with your luggage, and, you know, it's just like, Pop, just let us do this for you, you know, and he's just a stubborn old fart.
That's what's keeping my mom from going into the home, because she wants to keep her car.
Yeah.
And she's okay, it's for local stuff.
Well, my brother's he's down there today, in fact, he went down this weekend to go, you know, I'm half tempted just to take the damn car and just get rid of it, seriously. Nothing to stop from buying another one, but he shouldn't be right.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Listen, we're getting some confusion here about this diesel thing, man. I mean, it's like every time we have so many questions, yet we're always confused. Brett brought a diesel truck, and the first thing I want to know from Dan says he knows, and he can clarify. Dan, do you know when dealers sell diesel trucks, do they have to give that 3-day voucher that the car dealers give for cars?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I own Birkencotter Motors. I'm Dan.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Dan. Then tell me what the rule is. Tell me what the rule is for selling a diesel.
Okay. I'm also past president of Colorado Independent Dealers Association.
Excellent. Excellent. Then tell me the deal, man.
I sit on the board, so I know a lot about this stuff.
Good.
In the state of Colorado, when a Colorado dealer sells a diesel, before he delivers it, he's supposed to hand them a test. There's no vouchers at all for diesels.
Okay. Now, when he hands them a test, how new does the test need to be?
The test has to be within a year old. If it's over a year, then it's voided out.
Oh, so in other words, it can be on the last month of the test?
Yes.
Oh, man. So, okay.
You know, if you have emissions problems, the state of Colorado is pretty picky about making sure that the emissions are very compliant with what the state's needs are. Meaning, if you are a Colorado dealer, you want to make sure that you get all that taken care of with your customers. And also, if you're a good dealer, you don't ever want a customer to have any type of emissions problems, even if it's past certain dates.
Okay, but hold on one sec, Dan, and listen to this, okay? Clint, you called Douglas County Diesel, where the truck is right now. Did they say the truck would have passed emissions?
It would have. It did pass
and
emissions.
It had an active tag or an active test when it was sold?
The truck has to hit 100 cycles before it trips this light. And it tripped the light I don't know how many days after, but it tripped after he'd already owned it.
But it did pass. The technicality was passed. The dealer's hands are clean, so to speak, in that it passed when the dealer had it, and the guy had a current emissions test.
Correct.
Okay, but now it would not pass again.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. So Dan, and Brett, let me bring up Brett. Brett, how long after did you find this out? How long after the sale?
Days or miles.
What would have happened, Dan, if you had sold a car within a couple days it could not pass emissions? I mean, a diesel.
Oh, I would bring it back, bring it to our shop, fix it for the customer. No questions.
Now, Brett.
But we do that all the time. I've even had incidences where we had a past emission test, and because of the emissions equipment was missing, and the emission station that passed it actually missed something like an EGR valve or an EGR, we still bring them back and put them on.
All right, so this is a technicality. Brett, you had an active, again, Dan speaking here is as an expert. He's with Birkencotter. He is not involved in this. He said he would have done the right thing. So hold on, Dan. Now, Brett, as far as I'm concerned, from what Dan told us, you don't have to have a 3-day voucher. They only have to have an active current test. Less than a year old, and you had it when you bought the truck. Unfortunately, it couldn't pass again, and now you have to have work done. But if you want to be highly technical, they did not, violate the emissions laws, it sounds like. What do you think, Clint? Is that what Douglas County Diesel is saying?
Chad's willing to come on the air too, but Chad's really recommended. He says this is kind of a 50-50 deal. The dealer probably owes him half. The customer's maybe going to have to eat half.
Well, let's face it. The guy did buy this as is, okay? He did. But let's talk to Dan again. Dan, do you think if he complained to the state that they would do anything because it happened within days of the sale? Do you think the state would lean on the dealer?
What's wrong with the truck?
Brett, what exactly is wrong with it?
So, to the best of my knowledge, what Douglas County Diesel explained is that someone went under the truck and just started cutting all the wire looms that are associated with the emission control system.
Why did they do that?
That's a great question.
They put a new bed on the truck.
Oh, they put a new bed on the truck. Brett, that's what they did, a new bed. So was that truck in a wreck?
No, not that I know of.
Okay, well, did you know they put a new bed on it?
I thought it had always had a flatbed.
No.
The flatbed looks about the same age as the truck itself.
Well, they said that it was changed out or something. They cut the wires. So, Brett, what's the name of that dealer you dealt with?
Central Autos.
And where are they?
Castle Rock.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't deal with them anymore.
I would agree.
There is one thing that he could go for if he wants any recourse.
What's that?
If the dealer put the bed on it, and the dealer knows that he put a bed on it.
He knowingly sold it.
He really needed to disclose that under a new law for the state of Colorado. It's called the Material Particulate Law. That if you do something to a vehicle, you need to disclose it to your customer. No questions asked on that one. Like say if the truck had a flatbed on it, and I, being a dealer, put another bed on it.
Right.
Well, that needs to be disclosed to the customer under the Material Particulate Law.
All right, now. So, Brett, do you know if the dealer put that flatbed on?
I don't know that.
Okay, we're going to have to find out. Maybe Deputy Clint, you ask. Okay, that's what we have so far. Okay, that's what we have so far. Wow. This is getting very interesting. We have more coming right up.
This report is brought to you by Lifelong.
There's quite a few slow spots across the highway.
No, it's a Chevy Colorado. It's not a GMC.
Yeah, so but
It's still a $4,000 or $5,000 truck.
But it's that size. It's that size.
Yeah, Colorado,
GMC
mid-size.
GMC makes one like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I told Clint, don't ask the dealer if you put the flatbed on. Ask the dealer when you put it on.
There you go. You know, Car Gurus has them on here for $7,500. I mean, it's still way over a $1,500 vehicle.
I'll tell you what, I'll give her $1,700 cash. I'll do more than what she.
There's one on here for how many miles are on it? I think it's 140 something. It's an extended cab, Colorado Z71 4-wheel drive. You know.
It's hard to give away something to a deserving person. It is.
Because there's too many.
That and then like
There's too many people wanting free handouts.
It's 155,000 miles on it.
Oh, I thought it was 198.
No, the one I'm looking at is 7,500. I still think she's undervaluing that truck significantly.
I mean, she really wants to do something good for someone. I mean, give it to a charity.
I mean, here's another one in Parker for $8,900. It's got 178,000 miles on it.
And I believe her.
And it's yellow.
It sounds like she's done all the maintenance and stuff, and she's had it since new.
I think she's severely undervaluing this truck. Because look at this thing, it's a taxi cab for crying out loud.
Oh.
But, you know.
Yeah.
And it's in nice shape with 179,000 miles. But that's the truck she has, according to her. I mean, they're selling it for $9,000. 1,500 is just too low.
Yeah. Well, she said 15 to 2,000.
Well, 4,000 is too low.
Yeah.
This is on Car Gurus. The exact same truck she's trying to sell.
What's the Z85 though?
Well, yeah, but that's a better package. I don't know if she got a Z85 or not.
See, I got. Oh, that's trading value.
Mark, I won't forget next time food, bro. I'm sorry.
You go to trading value. That's such a big deal as a trade-in versus a private party.
Yeah, so I told Clint to ask
she
the
should
dealer
easily get
that
$4,000.
sold that truck. Don't ask them if they put the flatbed on. Ask them when you put. That's what I told Clint.
Kirk does have something to add. He said the only thing that wasn't mentioned was there also has to be a visual inspection, not just the regular emissions.
And that's fine, but all the equipment's there. It's just all the
Well, you guys can tell him.
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
wiring.
Yeah, if the wiring is
Yeah,
there.
but that's no one would see that.
Nobody's going to know it's functional.
Right. Okay, I'll talk.
Yeah.
Okay. I just. Are you done with Dan? I got Dan's information.
Dan.
1-4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter on that emissions thing, where the guy bought the truck, a diesel. It did pass. It had a current sticker on it. Well, not a sticker, but it had a current test. But when he went to do some work on it, they found that it wasn't working and it would not pass again without extensive work, because in between the time it was tested and the time Brett bought it, something was done to it and a wiring harness was cut, and now it won't pass. But what's going on, Deputy Clint? Did the dealer say they put the flatbed on it?
I really can't find it. The salesman's not in until later this afternoon, but the other guy there says he doesn't remember them ever doing this on any trucks, putting beds or heavy
Then Kurt
accessories.
is with Anderson's Foreign Car Service. He's on our referral list at referrallist.com. He has a comment. Go ahead, Kurt.
Yeah, hi, Tom.
Hi, Kurt.
Sounds like the voucher, all the voucher stuff, you've got that taken care of. The couple points that I wanted to add with the diesel emission testing program is it also has to pass a visual inspection.
Yeah, so do cars, right?
Right. And so all of the original equipment
And it's all there. It's all there. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. See, Kurt, here's the problem. No one would look to see if inside there are broken wires. That's the thing. You know, no one looks there. No, you know, it's not like you're going to go underneath that car and check the wiring harnesses. And that's what happened. They were cut. So it did pass the other visual inspection, you know.
Gotcha. So pass that and pass the smoke test,
Yes.
the opacity test.
Yes. Now, do you do emissions tests?
Yes, we do.
Oh, officially.
Yes.
Okay. And so when you inspect, What is this wiring harness underneath that's connected? I mean, you don't check like wiring bundles, do you?
No. So what we're checking for on the visual test is that the original equipment's there. For instance, catalytic converter, DPF, EGR valve, that type of thing.
Now, when you say original equipment, you don't mean original. I mean, if someone had the cat replaced or something, that's fine too. You're just talking about it has to have all the stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And gosh, do you ever find situations where people have purchased a diesel and it doesn't pass?
Sure. Yeah.
See, this is something that I have to tell people. This is very important because you can sell a diesel with only 1 month or 2 months or 3 months left on that test, and it may not be able to pass again.
What we get is, 2005 and later are every other year. Before that, it's every year. But we will see vehicles, and we get them, from the dealer when they take one into inventory, bring it here to get it tested. And it's from
what do you see?
Someplace out of state.
What do you see?
It's gone and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The previous owners have pulled that stuff off.
Right.
So that's an automatic fail, and it goes back, and they fix it and bring it back and get it tested. So,
Kurt, thank you very much. Anderson's Foreign Car Service. 303-278-8766. He also has a diesel emission shop. He does emissions tests. Brett, we don't know where this is going, bro. I think you got a weak thing here to go after the dealer. I mean, I think they suck, but man, I don't think there's much you can do about it.
And that's what we were calling in on, is just one, to get the word out there. And first, before we close this issue out with you, I do want to give kudos to Douglas County Diesel. They've been great. I don't fault them at all in this case. They've been very helpful, and I like those guys a lot. I think they're awesome over there.
Yep. Thank you very much, Brett. So he bought that from a dealer in Castle Rock who screwed him over. Well, not intentionally maybe, but after he bought it with a current test, he found out it won't pass again. Russ has a comment on that woman who couldn't get the nut or the bolt off of the tie rod end on the front end they were working on.
Yeah, hello, Tom.
Hey, Russ, what's your comment?
Hey, just real quick, and I used to be a certified technician. She could probably go to an auto parts store like Advance or AutoZone where they loan tools or rent tools. She can get a pickle fork, or she can get a tie rod separation tool.
What is
I mean, it would make it so easy.
What is a pickle tool?
A pickle fork is a U-shaped, tapered fork, and it's a big, round, geez, it's kind of hard to explain. I got it in my mind. You can punch it up in there, hit it with a hammer, and it separates the tie rod from the center link.
You guys, what do you think about those tools?
Yeah, it's on there so
That's
hard.
on the outer tie rod. Yeah, the inner tie rod's a threaded nut that's on the...
Yeah, maybe he didn't realize.
Sure.
They're talking about the inner one, bro.
A tie rod separation tool would still work.
No, it's not a joint. It's a threaded nut that's on the...
Well, if you're talking about the adjustment nut, yes.
No.
But where it connects to the center link, no.
Okay.
It doesn't have a center link. It's a rack and
It's
pinion.
got to have a pivot point, and it's got to have wherever that pivot point is or that ball socket is. It's got to be separated right.
But he said where it's connected is threaded, sir.
It's threaded into the rack and pinion.
rack. So it's okay though. What you're talking about?
I got you. Okay, I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
But at some point, there's a pivot on that tie rod.
Okay, and the pivot has a bolt going through it.
It's got an attachment that should be easily separated either again with...
Okay, Rush, you've said it. Okay, I understand. And what you're saying, for those listening, see, I have to sift through this. And because I have listeners, and people say, why do you always have to correct people? It's because I don't want to be accused of leaving someone with a false impression. The inner tie rod, these guys are telling me, I don't know, that all the connections are threaded. Okay, period. Done. All right? The outer tie rod, are they swedged where you can get them out, right? Swedged. Okay, therefore, what you're saying, Russ, applies to the outer tie rods. The inner tie rods are threaded. Thank you. Edward, what's going on in your life, Edward?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
I just wanted to call you to let you know real quick. There's these guys going around town
A friend. It happened to my friend. They're selling stereo equipment.
You like speakers, right? In a van?
Yeah, like speakers.
They're right. This has been going on for years and years and years. I've busted them, and we've gone. They pull up and say, "Hey, listen, man, they meet you in a parking lot and they say, we were doing this big stereo job, and the guy, turned away these speakers, or we just pulled them out there like new, or, we have leftover, and, hey, we'd like to unload them before we go back to the warehouse, and it's all a bunch of crap. They load up every morning and do the same thing.
And it's wrapped up like they're brand new. And my friend asked him, "Can you open it?" He says, "Oh no, if we open it, we can't sell
By the way, they are new sometimes. They're just junk. They're the biggest pieces of junk you'll ever see.
Like a box of rocks.
Well, what? No. Literally, though, the ones we saw were speakers. They were just cheap. Are you telling me they're actually selling a box of rocks?
Well, actually, there was one that had empty boxes with actually rocks in it. That.
Are you kidding me? That had no. Well, that I never heard of for good, but that is truly ripping. I mean, it's listen, Edward. It's a rip-off enough. Trust me, because they're lousy speakers worth about $10. Matt, what is your comment on the tie rod?
Yeah, I'm just going to say that if they want to shoot a little WD-40 on there the night before, then take a little.
They said they used,
she did that.
They said they used all kinds of penetrating stuff.
Yeah. So the second thing is take one of those little tiny handheld propane torches, heat that nut.
He said that too, man. They said they did that, man. They said they did all of that.
Oh,
it must
I didn't
be.
hear that part.
Yeah, it must be stubborn as hell. And what do you think about what our guy said? Cut that thing off and use a ratchet.
I don't know about that one, but
yeah, you cut it the one you're removing anyway, and then you just use a ratchet. By the way, we're out of time. Thank you very much, Sheridan Auto Tech. Thank you very much, Budget A1 Transmission Auto Repair. Don't forget referrallist.com for your help, information, and referrals, and save all your problems for me.
Unless you listen to the radio, you don't hear all that stuff.
I love when guys are wrong and they still insist.
Oh yeah. Oh, thanks, Tom.
What was that rack on?
Oh no.
Do you realize we did not have one non-car call, not one.
No, it's good.
Not one.
Yeah,
this
good
activity. This is the first time in a long time. Not
usually
one.
the holiday weekends are kind of weird.
Sometimes but sometimes we get very few car calls. Sometimes we get just a few consumer calls. Today were no consumer calls, not one consumer call, not one. It was all straight cars.
Training questions?
Yeah, absolutely. We had good activity. That's awesome. Very good.
Automatic overbuilt.
Okay, guys, have a good Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, be safe.
When you guys start telling me about all of the wires and everything, this is what I hear.
Now you know how we feel when you talk,
About cooking? About cooking? Because I'm a good cook.
They didn't remove anything, they just cut it.
Actually, I do help my husband work on cars.
Actually, they did.
I get in there and do all the work with him.
They got them all up.
Well, he tells me, hold this, do
That
that.
happens. The Rob's typically not the good electrician.
Yeah.
Tom, you and your family have a good Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you, man.
Bye, guys. Be safe.
Sorry, I can't help much. I got to fly. I got to be up to buy and build before they close. They close really early.
They didn't have what we were looking for?
No, but I have a cabinet waiting for me up there. I got to get.
No, they wouldn't have like new steel shelving. I don't.
You don't think? Be worth a shot.
No,
we already ordered one.
Ordered it, and I got it for cheaper.
Oh.
That was internet only on Home Depot, and when I looked it up, there was a place that had it for. Hopefully we get it. Yeah, it's PayPal, so it doesn't have it.